fuck, man? The fuck? What the fuck you showing me? What you kind of feet with a bird and shit? I'm already upset. What you got next? Ain't that a bitch? Oh, okay, okay. Damn, okay, hold on, bro. I ain't getting the message. Okay, damn, ain't that a bitch? Oh, okay, I know what you're saying. Fuck you, man. That's a weird shit. You trying to say I look like this motherfucker? You one weird motherfucker, dude. The fuck? Man, fuck you. Who's that motherfucker? Damn, fuck you. What else you got? Is this a bitch? Who that? Hey, man, I don't want to see that bullshit. Hey, but let me keep this motherfucker.
Kind regards, masses. It's me, High Bike, and I am back with some more Hakuoki Chronicles of Wind and Blossom. The song we're listening to for pre-stream was the main theme from NBA 2K. I've never really played any of these, like, these sports style games like NBA 2K or the Madden series of games, but there's some funky video game there's some funky jams on some of these soundtracks for these games. And of course I have heard this main theme from one of my funky video game jams playlists. It's a very simple riff, like it's just a very repetitive bass line and drum loop, but I just really like the bass in it. Like, sometimes simple and funky can do the job. And I am really enjoying the bass line for this one. Like, it's some funky bass. And I'm all for bass. And then the pre-stream video, just some random video that came up in my feed. I love that the guy, he's like calling Sonic, "Was this a bitch?" Or like the cat with the Mog face. And despite him being all like, "Fuck man, fuck you man, I don't want to see any more of this shit," and then he just like grabs the cat picture and he's like, "Wait, I'll keep this though." But hey, I respect he's got his own taste. But but yeah, I think it's funny watching these reaction videos or of people showing random meme pics to some random passersby on the street or passersby. But yeah, I just like the guy even walks off with the cat Mog face too. Like, I love that. But yeah, how are you guys today? Me, I'm good, nice and chill. Slept most of the day and then really just chilled out. Kyler and I watched one more episode of Skip and Loafer, and it's kind of funny because there's like a deep talk going on between two characters. Like, it's not super deep, but it's not like casual talk or anything. And then at the end of their conversation, they're all like, "Yeah, everything's gonna be great," and then like one of them farts. And that same character is like, "Oops, I farted." Like, you don't really see that happen in anime episodes. Any kind of anime, really. Like, I don't know. It's rare to have some kind of fart joke in a non-gag anime, I think. Like, in a kind of slice of life anime, and especially after they just had like a somewhat serious conversation, that's the last thing I would have expected, so I was laughing quite a bit. It's even more so that like the character who farted himself and it's all like, "Oops, I farted." Like, you don't usually see anime characters acknowledge that. So I just thought that was great. But yeah, I'm really liking Skip and Loafer. Like, we watched a whole bunch of episodes last night. Just stayed up late. Because my internet shat itself, right? I apologize for last night because the internet just totally shut down. Like, I had a feeling it was gonna happen again, but I did want to take another crack at Viper, but I did end up losing the fight, so honestly, you guys aren't really missing out too much, although I did get kind of close to beating him. But I mean, the next Metal Gear Ghost Babel stream, we will fight him again, but yeah, now I'm here, and knock on wood, I'm really hoping that the internet does not shit itself again later, because I would like to stay up late. But yeah, thankfully our Crunchyroll is working so we can watch Skip and Loafer, but it's so nice. It's just such a nice little anime where it's like, you see the popular kid stereotype where it's like you think that they're gonna be assholes, but they're not. Like there's like a really, really pretty girl. Like she's supposed to be the most popular girl in class, and everyone like she kind of seems aloof and standoffish a little bit because she's just so used to like the high or I mean they're first years, but she's used to like social clique kind of tropes where it's like oh everyone wants to gossip or whatever, but she's actually a super down to earth nice girl, which I really like. Like she becomes besties with the stereotypical nerd girl, but yeah and there's also there's an episode where the main character goes back to the country where she's from, like the countryside. And it's just the whole episode is just her, just hanging out with her family, sleeping in, reconnecting with her bestie. And they're having fireworks at the beach, going swimming at the beach. Yeah, it's the anime beach episode, but it's not played for fan service or anything. But it's just nice. And I don't know, I like watching when when the rural side of Japan is shown, because it kind of reminds me of the Philippines, back where my family's from. Because a lot of the same vibes, obviously, because countryside, but yeah. It's just a nice anime, I really like it. How are we doing today? Jacob, Anthony, and Rampart, what's up? It's not even my Crunchyroll, it's Kyler's, so I mean, you know me, I would pirate all the way, but I do actually own Prime Video. No, wait, I have Prime Video because I'm one of the accounts on Kyler's, but yeah, I don't normally stream stuff, but hey, if I'm part of someone's plan, then by all means, sure, I'll use it. But otherwise, I do tend to pirate my anime and cast it to the TV. That's what I usually resort to. But yeah, no, now if we have Crunchyroll, why not? Yeah. You wouldn't download a car, would you? I would. Yeah, I would download a car too. Fuck. You have the passion fruit moscato. Ooh, very nice. It sounds really good. So I was drinking a Carl Strauss hard cherry cola earlier. Like, I got some KFC because of T-Mobile deal. I got to have the KFC snacker and with a $1 plus purchase. So I hadn't had KFC's fried chicken in a while, and I was like a little curious. What does it taste like again? I do have to say, yes, I prefer Jollibee still over all of the fried chicken chains over here. Like KFC is okay, but I think they do salt their chicken a little too much. And I fucking didn't realize that they actually packed in honey mustard sauce in there. I was like, fuck, they didn't give me any sauce, but they did. And it's okay. I had gravy with it, so, mashed potatoes and gravy, so not bad. But yeah, I'm gonna finish off my cherry cola, and then I have another Cayman Jacked margarita. This time it's strawberry flavor, for when I am finished with my cherry cola. It's extra strength too. Like I didn't realize they made 10% versions of this Cayman Jacked. Or actually, the actual brand is Cayman Jack, but because this is a stronger, they call it Cayman Jacked. So I like that. It is pretty good, but I've only tried the normal flavors so far. Yeah, KFC's mashed potatoes and gravy is really good. I feel like that was the standout item out of everything that I had. Cause how do you describe it? Like it's very smooth. Like it goes down easy, and the gravy, it really complements the mashed potatoes. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, I do give props to their mashed potatoes and gravy. Also, the fried chicken isn't like... I know they have an extra crispy version, but I wanted to get the original to see, how crispy is the original. And it's not too crispy, but there is still a bit of crunch there, so, I can't complain about that. But yeah, here I am. If you would like to take part in the drinking game stream with an alcoholic beverage or a non-alcoholic beverage, I'll let you guys know when to drink. Is this- hold on, is this fucking- I know that- what game is this? Hold on. King Arthur's World, right, okay, I thought it sounded familiar. I'm like, ooh, this song. I love these funky video game jam playlists. Anyways, drink every time Yukimura says huh, every time Yukimura is useless, twice if she angsts about not being able to help more, every time we get a CG, when any member of the Shinsengumi appears out of nowhere to save Yukimura in the nick of time, Okita casually mentions killing someone, twice if it's Yukimura, when someone completely fails to be fooled by Yukimura's cross-dressing, someone mentions seppuku, time for me to drink, hold on. Yeah, time for me to, well, not drink, but I mean, I have to take my meds, so I need to drink something more. Oh fuck, that's right, I'm supposed to take my vitamin D pills too. I'll grab that in a bit. I'll grab that when the intro's running. Am I winning the game? Yeah, I'm totally winning, but how we doing today, Tuna? What's up? As you can see, we are doing a drinking game stream and I'm going over the prompts, so if you'd like to take part with an alcoholic beverage or a non-alcoholic beverage, I'll let you guys know when to drink. But let's see, drink when Yukimura cries, twice if it happens when someone else is obviously holding back tears, when Saito or Yamazaki turns out to have been lurking unseen in the shadows, when anyone calls a previously unseen lurker out of the shadows because they could tell all along that a person was there, when Yukimura serves tea, Yukimura sweeps, Hichikata and Kazuma face off. Oh my god, it's Jet Set Radio in the background! God, when are they going to announce more about that new Jet Set Radio game? Ugh, I'm like, waiting. Just waiting on the edge of my seat, like, please. I need more info. Anyways, drink when Saito and Amagiri face off, when Harada and Shiranui face off, drink a whole bunch when the three above occur at the same time, when someone points out that not having to protect Yukimura would leave the Shinsengumi better off, but the Shinsengumi insists on continuing to do so anyway, when someone has an episode of Fury Bloodlust, Kazuma calls any member of the Shinsengumi insects or dogs of the shogunate, Kazuma talks about the Furies being fakes, Okita coughs, Okita says, I could still fight, Hijikata says any form of that's in order, Harada talks about how it's a man's duty to protect women and or children, Saito delivers a soliloquy about swords, Heisuke angsts about being a monster, someone drinks Yukimura's blood, Amagiri interrupts and stops a fight, when you hear the phrase warrior spirit or bushi no tamashi, when someone tells Yukimura any form of I leave, insert whoever's rat it is to you, Hichikata says nandato, or what the hell? Every time someone says seriously, sheesh, don't worry, for real, calm down, among, white, or thank you so much. Every time I make a wrong choice and have to go back. Every time a character dies. Every time anyone is loud. 2 drinks if it's Nagakura. Every time alcohol is involved. Every time Kazuma insists Yukimura should be his waifu. Every time Okita simps for Kondo. Excuse me, every time the date is announced. For every grammar or spelling error. Every time Sen tense her fingers, and then every time fingers are described as slender. If you guys have any ideas for prompts, please let me know and I'll consider adding them to the list. You know, even despite having this long list here, I will still consider. You were supposed to see Spider-Man again yesterday, but fell asleep and missed your showing. Dude, that is so funny you mentioned that because my coworkers were joking with Toilet Guard about, cause like on Saturday, Toilet Guard was like, yeah, so the wife and our kid, you know, they're out at the beach, so it's just gonna be, you know, it's like me and my dad are gonna watch Spider-Man after work. But he said, I think he said he was gonna see 7 p.m. He gets off of work at 2, so like Dick is like, dude, you're gonna fall asleep and miss your showing. Now, I don't know if that actually happened with him, but I'm sorry, I just think that's so funny that that happened to you. I'm not, just because it's like a coincidence, but, I am sorry that you missed the showing, though. That does suck. I do still need to play Jet Set Radio Future. You know, I don't understand why I didn't play Jet Set Radio Future immediately after playing Jet Set Radio. I might have been CBT'd out, but I honestly can't remember the reason. there are so many games on my list. I just don't really know where, like, when to squeeze it in, but I'll figure something out. I mean, I have time because I don't think they're gonna announce the Jet Set Radio, the new game, anytime soon. Watch, they announce it as soon as I say that. But anyways, let me go ahead and open the game. Okay. Get everything. Sorry, I have to cut that out. Oh, that's from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. I didn't realize they had Jet Set Radio stuff in that game. Interesting. But, yeah, let's see. Alright. So... yeah, and turn the sound on. Yeah. Not Tomodachi Life. Oh, speaking of Tomodachi Life, really quick, though. So... wait, what the fuck? Is it muted? Hold on, I said not to mute it. What the heck? But anyways, Omni-Man finally confessed his love to Debbie, and now they're dating, and now I can finally have him call her pet for funnies. The fuck? Why isn't the sound working? Bitch. Hold on. Yeah, I turned up the sound. Okay, whatever. Hold on.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, right? Yes, I've literally been waiting. There we go. Okay. Hold on, let me turn down that volume, because I know the intro likes to get really loud. I literally added Debbie just so I could make the joke. But yeah. That's all. That's all the updates. As for Hakuoki, last time, it turned out we actually are trying to reunite with the Shinsengumi, but every time we go to the location where we last heard they're at, they keep moving locations, so we're continuing to chase after them, but also at the same time, Kazuma is trying to protect Yukimura from Baldfather, or he was trying to protect her from Kaoru and Baldfather, but Kazuma confronted Baldfather and killed him off, but Kaoru escaped. So now Kaoru, I'm assuming, is the big bad of this route. I mean, it has to be. Who else is it gonna be? But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna let this run. I need to grab my vitamin D. What the fuck are there two bots at the same time? What? Anyways, I keep forgetting I can just... wait, is that the Edo Blossoms? I think this is the Edo Blossoms opening. Yeah, because it has them in the Western outfits. I was about to say, damn, I should wait. I should wait for the title loop to, you know... or I don't know, I haven't actually tried to see if, you know, the intro sequences alternate, but whatever. Works out for me, I guess. So yeah, we'll start. Yeah, today, in my downtime, I realized, I needed to write down a summary of all the clients that I saw on Saturday, because I never got to finish their notes because of how fucking busy it was. So, just in case I wouldn't forget, I just kind of put down a list of all the main points that happened, so then I can look at this when I go back to work on Thursday. But I don't know why I just thought about doing that, like, earlier today. I'm like, fuck, okay, let's just do that. Because I can be forgetful, and I don't know if I wrote down everything on my notepads at work. Or sticky notes. But... jeez, that day was fucking insane. But I'm glad that I'm here now and chillin' and ready to do some Hakuwokis. I turned my head in all directions, looking to see where Kazuma had ran off to. Run off to? Yeah. By the time I found him, the sun was setting into a warm pool of orange on the horizon. Kazuma. I timidly called out to him. He turned his head to gaze at me, but he paid me no mind and continued walking at the same pace. Excuse me. Excuse me, where are you going? Yeah, excuse me, where are you going?
共に来るつもりなら黙ってついてこい。
Oh?
行けばわかる。
Where are we going? But I followed him, intending to talk, but he didn't give me a chance to get a word in. As I looked ahead to where we were going, confused, something strange caught my attention. We got the echo. Okay, I'm gonna be real here. Haven't we had echo happening for every single stream for this? Like, is it worse? Like, can you... Let me try something. Because my Bluetooth speaker is kind of close to where my computer's at, so if that's affecting it, I don't know. Otherwise, I don't fucking know what to tell you. Worse. Worse how? Don't remember it having echo. Okay. Well, here. Huh? Ah, there we go, our first drink. First drink for huh. The row of trees rustled over the forest path, as if to welcome us in. My nose tingled with nostalgic sense of grass and earth, as if all my senses were whispering to me. Oh, I get it. They're at the village, where the village formerly was, I guess. I didn't know how to explain why this atmosphere put my heart at ease.
ここだ。
Before I had an opportunity to voice how strange I felt, Kazuma stopped walking. This place was... Oh. That is a lot of ellipses. The instant I took in the sight before me, nostalgia made my entire body tremble. Before us was a charred hut with a fallen support beam cutting through the middle of it, and my mind immediately filled in the blanks of what it used to be. We had arrived at a village. In the middle was a decayed well, encircled by overgrown weeds. I picked up on the life that used to inhabit this place. Shards of an old bucket were scattered around the well, and an old doll laid in the grass near my feet. There was no mistaking it. This was... Is this... the village where I was born? I asked Kazuma, my voice shaking. Kazuma silently looked away. Just then... Something caught his attention in the distance, and Kazuma darted up a small hill to see what it was. To my surprise, we saw... Kaoru? Ugh, of course. My brother lay, collapsed in a bed of flowers. Wait, what? On the side of his ribcage was gauze that had been completely soaked with blood. What? Whomst? Who did this? I mean, cool, but who? Oh, he must have attempted to treat the injury inflicted by Kazuma, but knowing that death was near, he dragged himself, fighting the pain, all the way to the village he'd been born in. Damn, that is resilience.
すでに息はないようだ。
Oh damn, he's already dead? Well, who's our fucking final boss then? Oh, you know, it's probably Hijikata. Of course. Well, we'll drink for Kaoru dying. Damn. Just prolonged his death. In death, my brother seemed to be at peace. Part of me almost believed that after the evening passed, he'd wake up to greet the morning dawn. Just then, an old memory welled up to the surface. Also, this cherry cola is really good. Like, it do indeed taste like cherry cola, but alcoholic. That's an anti-climax, right? It was from years ago, back when he and I lived in the seclusion of Yukimura village. Brother! Brother! I want to see the field of flowers again! Take me!
ダメだよ、あそこは。
Why not?
女鬼は弱いから、危ないところに連れて行っちゃダメだって父様たちに怒られたんだ。
But I was fine. Did you tell them? Hijaker doesn't need help.
それでもダメなんだよ。僕は男鬼なんだから。男鬼は女鬼を守るのが役目なんだから。
I finally remembered. Maybe it's like Soma's route and there's no final boss fight? Oh my god, I already forgot what Soma's route was. Wait. I guess... How could I have forgotten? I know, yeah, me too. The reason why my brother risked his life to protect me when our home was burning to the ground.
なぜ泣く
Oh, she's crying. That's a drink. It's one, right? Yeah, okay, that's one. It wasn't until Kazuma pointed it out that I realized there were tears falling down my face. I just remembered something important.
大切なことだと
I nodded. It wasn't just Kaoru that saved me either. Father carried the two of us in his arms, barreling down the mountain as fast as he could run. He raised me with love, as if I were his own daughter. I was loved. There were so many people who protected and cared for me. Father and Kaoru as well.
そうか
Kazuma didn't press the subject further. The two of us listened to the gentle hum of the wind passing through the ruined village, grazing against the burned wood creaking far away. Remember how Miki was gonna fight, but there ended up being no point? Oh, that's right. Now I remember.
お前の兄の墓を作ってやろう雪村一族の棟梁の墓をな
Together we hiked to the highest peak of the hill overlooking the rest of the village, and it was here that we buried Kaoru's remains. Kazuma kept his eyes fixed on the grave for a few minutes, and then... He reached for the canteen hanging on the side of his belt, and poured it out on over the grave. Oh, hey, that's the thing from the opening! It's definitely gonna zoom out, so I'm not gonna drink yet. However, we're drinking for the alcohol mentioned here. The sake reflected the glimmering moonlight as it fell from the canteen, seeping deep into the soil. I'll show off the... I'll show that off, but I'll... Or actually, fuck it, I'll do CG drink now, because it is CG. I'll be sure to show the full scene. Yeah, okay, there it is. Kazuma did not smile, but neither did he look unaffected. Wow. Oh wait, when did they give Yukimura the Western outfit? Rather, his eyes were colored with a deep compassion that almost looked gentle.
人間どもに里を滅ぼされなければかの者が棟梁となっていただろうにな
Can't hear the word canteen without thinking of the OVA Polnareff saying, "The enemy's stand is inside the canteen." Damn. He spoke almost as if he felt regret towards Kaoru's death. If the humans hadn't destroyed our village, excuse me, would things have been different for Father and Kaoru? At the very least, they might have lived their lives unburdened by hate, never having to fight their kin to the death. Kaoru had wanted to use the Furies to revive the Yukimura clan. But in the end, I didn't believe that was what he truly wanted, deep down. I was sure all he wanted was to live here, in our old beloved home. He wanted to live in peace, as we did when we were children. He wanted to reclaim the life that was cruelly taken away from him when he was young. That was all there was to it. I don't know. I had a feeling that this was the reason he looked so at peace, having spent his final moments in the comfort of the flower field from our memories. Think Baldfather was always a creep? Oh yeah, I agree. Like, it's interesting that Yukimura is just like, you know, really sticking with the, oh no, these were my family. But yeah, no, Baldfather and Kaoru were pretty fucked up. Kazuma.
なんだ
I know that my father and Kaoru committed What? I'm sorry, hold on. I know that my father and Kaoru committed unforgivable crimes against humanity and our people, but even so, do you think it would be alright for me to still hold them dear? Father's serum was catastrophic, responsible for the deaths of countless warriors and innocent people. Their plan to use Furies had even earned them hatred and condemnation from other demons. But even so...
好きにしろ鬼の掟でも心の中まで縛ることはできま
What is the demon's code? Hold on, I want to see the terminology. A code of law that restricts demons never to involve themselves with humankind. never to kill their kin, and never break a vow. Oh, okay, you know what? Now I remember them talking about that. I just wanted to see the definition.
たとえ罪人とされようとも、かの者たちはお前の父であり、兄だ。
His words made me sigh in relief. Can I ask you one more question? Demons far surpass humans in strength and agility, don't they? You knew he was gonna say do whatever you want. Yeah, I know, that's kind of his thing. How can you explain what happened to my people? How were humans able to destroy them all? Kazuma tilted his head, peering into my eyes. Perhaps he was testing me to see if I could handle the truth. Eventually,
薩摩や長州、土佐、西の諸藩は幕府を倒すため我ら鬼の力を借りようとした。もともと縁があった風間や不知火のみならず、東国の鬼の力もな。
it was then that they asked the Yukimura clan.
だが、お前の一族は人間同士の争いに関わることを良しとせず、その誘いを断ったらしい。
As allies, demons were reliable, but as enemies, they were terrifying. There was no telling if or when the Yukimura clan might decide to fight against them. They were too dangerous to be allowed to live. That's why my clan was destroyed? That was their justification for killing my people? I cried out, and Kazuma didn't answer. He turned to gaze at the scorched village below the hill. It was futile. The past couldn't be changed.
実の両親を殺した人間どもが憎いか。人間同士の争いには関与せぬ。それが鬼の本来あるべき姿だ。だからお前の一族は鬼としての矜持を貫き、誘いを断った。だが人間どもは天下取りのため、戦を嫌う一族を襲って滅ぼしたのだ。
I hung my head. His voice was hushed, hovering just above a whisper, and he continued.
雪村一族のことをお前に詳しく明かすつもりはなかった。だが、この地まで来てしまった以上、避けては通れぬことだ。お前は人間が憎くはないのか？
Just realized Yukimura doesn't respect the demon code at all, but they don't make a big deal out of it. I know, huh? Yeah, like... Yeah. How should I respond? Ooh, how should I respond? Oh, you know what? I just realized I should probably... Because I have a whole different Hakuoki, window, so let me move my drinking game prompts there. There we go. Gee, I can't bring myself to hate them. No, I don't hate them. Even if they are responsible for the destruction of my village, okay, hold on, I have to reload. That's not the correct answer. Ooh, it's a reload drink. There's a part of me that does hate them, I think. But more than that, I just feel... sorrow. I'm just so heartbroken.
悲しいだと。
I nodded. It was the first thing I felt when I heard about Father and Kaoru. I felt sorrow that I didn't even remember the death of my parents. My real father and mother, as well as the rest of the Yukimura clan. Do you know how they died?
俺も詳しくは知らぬ。ただ、襲ってきた人間どもに対し、鬼の力を振るうことはなかったと聞いている。自分たちが死してもなお、人と争わぬという鬼の誇りを貫いたのだ。
Itachi killed them all. Oh my god, no. He did it for the sake of the village. I kneeled down and touched my fingers to a burned pillar. Had I touched this pillar as a child? Now it was a dried and freezing surface. Is there no way for us to live in a world where everyone can coexist peacefully? Why couldn't we all laugh and live in harmony with one another? She just wants to live, laugh, love. Why was the pursuit of peace so entrenched in the deaths of innocent lives? I saw many things when I was with the Shinsengumi. A range of motivations, ideologies, and ambitions. When two opposing parties were unwilling to compromise, then usually led to war, but all of them did what they thought was best for this country. Or at least I think they did. Surely they had the same end goal. It just breaks my heart that they all had to inflict so much pain on one another.
そうか。悲しいか。
Kazuma nodded and did not refute my words. His eyes were different than before. They looked calm and almost kind. Whoa, yeah, okay, there we go.
そうだな。戦わずに過ごすことができるのならば、その方がいい。
Kazuma ASMR. I know, he really talks like an ASMR person. Always so low. Eventually we fell quiet, naturally running out of things to say. After a moment, Kazuma broke the silence by muttering to himself.
人は皆愚かな生き物だ。仮に戦を望まぬ者がいても、その裏では必ず他の者が戦を望んでいる。だから鬼は人に関わることを避けた。俺はこれ以上こたびの戦に関わるつもりはない。無論、お前も関わるべきではない。
Kazuma. I also did not want to be caught up in the fight. I did not want to receive any more tidings that people I cared for had died. However, the Shinsengumi were at the center of the conflict.
俺とて新選組の連中を案じるお前の焦りを理解できぬわけではない。
Huh? Oh, hot drink. Okay, so I finished my cherry cola. Time to open this Cayman Jacked. Ooh, yeah, okay, yep, it's still strawberry.
だが、奴らに会いたいのならば、まず冷静になれ。焦りに駆られて戦の渦中に飛び込めば、奴らに会えぬまま無駄死にすることになるぞ。それはお前の一族の者も望むまい。
You're right. As Kazuma said, I had been impatient all this time. Kazuma was often blunt, if not outright rude, but he was speaking honestly, and I could tell that he was genuinely worried for my well-being. Excuse me, that I knew for sure. Thank you for looking out for me.
お前の愚かさに目が離せぬだけだ。
Foolishness?
他に何と言えばいいのだ。
Foolishness, Yukimura. Foolishness.
そもそもお前一人では若松城にたどり着くことすらできまい。
Although Kazuma was being a little more snide than usual. Said it before you could. Oh, haha. You know, that Virgil brain rot. For some reason, he sounded kind. Amagiri said the same thing that you did, Kazuma. He said that we have no way of knowing whether or not the Shinsengumi will still be at Aizu Castle by the time we arrive, so I should wait. So for now, I will wait until we know for certain. Kazuma scanned me, his eyes narrowing with satisfaction.
ようやく我々の言に素直に従う気になったようだな。その調子で今以上
Oh my god! Wait, hold on. Okay, but he's not saying Yukimura should be his waifu, just like, ooh yes, this is waifu material. So I can't count that as a drink. Jesus Christ, though. Yeah, I know, I was wondering when he was gonna start doing the wife talk, because it's been... He hasn't... He might have said, like, on this route, he might have said maybe one or two things about Yukimura being a waifu, his waifu, like, in Kyoto Winds, but now we're all the way here in Edo Blossoms. And now he fucking says it. What does that have to do with anything? I'm not your wife, Kazuma. Oh no. Oh, I thought he was gonna retort. I turned around to look at the scenery around us again. All I'd wanted was to reunite with the men of the Shinsengumi, but even more so, I couldn't bear the thought of letting the deaths of my parents, father, and Kaoru be in vain. I wouldn't risk my life for nothing. As Kazuma and I left the village, I put the image of the charred ruins behind me, and instead carried the resolve to honor my people and their sacrifice. I'm not your daddy, I'm your grandpa! Oh my god, how could I almost have forgotten about that rap? Oh my god. One of the best raps ever. Oh no. Much to our dismay, some unsettling news awaited us as we reached the outskirts of Aizu Castle. Yeah, this is that tragic music. The Aizu domain, after months of resistance, had finally tendered their surrender to the Imperial Army.
合図もとうとう降伏か。今までよく持った方だ。
I couldn't believe that the Aizu had been defeated. When the Shinsengumi were still stationed in Kyoto, the Aizu served as one of their biggest allies. Where is the Shinsengumi then? I trembled as I asked him. Had they too declared their surrender to the Imperial Army along with the Aizu? I feared the worst, thinking of all manners of brutal torture and imprisonment awaiting them. Would their fate be the same as Kondo's?
今天霧に調べさせている。そのうち戻ってくるだろう。
Both Kazuma and Amagiri were affiliated with the Satsuma domain. I imagined it wasn't particularly difficult for either to ascertain key information about the war front. Kazuma and I waited for Amagiri to return.
新選組の行方が分かりました。
Oh. I held my breath in anticipation. I wanted to know how everyone was, but I was scared to find out. Amagiri took a deep breath and spoke with a somber tone. Oh, rip Okita. That TB got him. Aw, shit. Alright, well that's a death drink. Now hold on. Saito canonically, Saito survived in real life. So I don't know. Most likely does not mean yes. But yeah, so I'm gonna hold off on a drink there. Because he's missing in action. I'll take that. My stomach sank like a stone. Suddenly, my breaths were shallow and staggered. Okita and Saito were gone. Source? Dude, just trust me, right? Okay, two of the most talented heroic warriors in the Shinsengumi were dead. Hold on. You don't know that. You don't know that. Saito could really just be missing. Ugh, I don't know. Yeah, see, missing in action. No. I'm not doing a drink for Saito. Bro. I was speechless. I could only bite my lip and hang my head. Was Nagakura safe? Were any of them safe? Oh my god, bro. Okay, yeah, two confirmed death drinks, though. I think Nagakura survived in real life, too. Which, you know, that makes sense. And I'd assume that he left the Shinsengumi, you know, just like in the story here. Damn, bro. Heisuke and Sanan too? Bro. Sanan and Heisuke. They willingly gave up their humanity to become Furies, and not even that could save them. What about the others?
生き残った大使は土方を筆頭に仙台に移動した模様です。
Oh, the tragic music stopped. There we go. Yukimura's like, there's hope. My eyes shot wide open.
合図が新政府軍に下り、多くの大使を失ったというのに。
He's got that determination.
奴らはまだあがくつもりか。
Kazuma was always the first one in line to ridicule the Shinsengumi's actions, but this was different. Nothing about his words or tone conveyed any of his usual scorn. Yeah, he didn't even call them dogs. All of them are still fighting. Since Toba Fushimi, the Shinsengumi had tasted one defeat after the other. During the Battle of Kofu, the shogunate they served, body and soul, and stabbed them in the back. Yet, they pushed forward with their heads held high. Wait, hold on. That first sentence is, during the Battle of Kofu, the shogunate they served, body and soul, and stabbed them in the back. That, I feel like they're missing some words there, or like, I don't know, I feel like that's poor phrasing. Kondo's was super high. Oh yeah, yeah, it sure was. Hold on, I'll take a grammar error drink here, because that sentence just does not sound right. They accidentally a word, right? Exactly, they did that thing again. What am I fighting for?
連中はもともと徳川家の家臣でも何でもあるまい。命を懸けるに値する義理など持ち合わせてはおらぬはずだ。なの。
I don't know either. There was one thing I did know. Their spirits weren't broken quite yet.
死に場所を求めているようにしか見えぬが。それが奴らが思い描く侍というものか。
Yes. The men of the Shinsengumi were still fighting for what they believed in.
旧幕府軍は仙台に集まり、そこから蝦夷地を目指すようです。
Ezo?
この王の遥か北。
Oh!
海の向こう。
Where's Oh? Hold on, what's Oh? Formerly known as the Mutsu province, it is a land in the country's northeastern region. Oh. As soon as he said it, my heart was set.
君も蝦夷地に行く
Excuse
つ
me.
もりです。
Yes. Yes, of course. Hijikata may be unaware that some of the captains have passed away. Oh, what's this? With Okita having died in Edo and Harada dying back in Ueno, it was unclear to me if word of their passing had reached Hijikata. It was my duty to honor their memory by telling Hijikata myself. My eyes intently shifted to Kazuma. Kazuma, I want to travel to Ezo and meet up with the Shinsengumi. Before I continued, I took a brief moment to carefully consider what I wanted to say. I inhaled, looking straight into Kazuma's eyes. What the fuck? Hold on. Let's look at these choices again. I can't burden you any longer. I want you to witness their end. Bro, that second one's morbid. I thought, how could you say that, Yukimura? Oh my gosh. How fucking wild options, right? I can't. This is terrible. Okay, I'm going to guess. Witness me! Maybe it is that one. Like, if we're going to play up to Kazuma, I think he'd want to hear this. I want you to witness their end. Would you join me, Kazuma? Okay, that's actually right. Ooh, he's got the shocked eyes. Yes. I have a feeling Ezo will be the end. If they lost in Ezo as well, there was nowhere else within Japan for them to fight. That's why I want you to come with me, Kazuma. I want you to witness the end of the Shinsengumi. By my side. Bro! She really is going to the dark side? What is this? What do you mean, Yukimura? I wasn't sure myself. what made me feel this way. Perhaps because Kazuma had been involved in so many duels with the Shinsengumi over the years. I wanted him to bear witness to the Shinsengumi's final moments. Kazuma listened intently, and when I finished speaking, his lips curled into a gentle smile. Jesus Christ, dude. How is this gonna go?
最後か。腐れ縁だな。付き合ってやろう。
Yeah, oh shit! Yes, thank you so much! Thank you! That might just be what I need to bust! That might just be what I need to bust! Cause I'm busting! I'm busting! And it's by itself too, shit. Oh my god, Yukimura. I mean, this might just be what Kazuma needs to bust, damn. Alright, well that's a drink. I was so happy that Kazuma had accepted. For the first time in a long while, a smile spread across my face. Ugh. That's what's making you smile? Playing SMT5, they say seriously so much and a fair amount of thank you so much, right? And that's exactly why we added those as drinking game prompts. Goodbye for now, Amagiri. We bid farewell to Amagiri and turned around in the direction of Sendai when...
少々お待ちください。
Oh?
お二人に会わせたいものがあり
It's
ます。
Saito. It's Saito or Sen. I'm gonna guess Sen, honestly, actually, but... Huh? The huh drink. Yeah. I spun back around to face Amagiri. It was... Oh fuck, I'm wrong. Okay, I should've known. Shiranui! It's Gunman. What are you doing here? Are you here with the Imperial Army?
いや、どうしても会津に連れてきてやりてえやつがいたからよ。
Shiranui looked forlorn as he reached for a long, narrow spear he'd been carrying on his back. He went back to retrieve Harada's spear? Is that... Harada's?
ああ、残念ながら新選組の連中には追いつけなかったかな。もし生きてたら、あいつは絶対ここで戦ってたはずだと思ったよ。
Here was Harada's memento. It was tattered with deep scratches and scuffs, giving me a sense of how valiantly he must have fought against the Furies.
知らない。貴様は長州と懇意にしていたのではなかったのか。
バカ野郎、長州とじゃねえよ。高杉とだ。それに。
You know, he was kind of loud there, even from over my speakers, like all the way across the room. I'll give that a loud drink.
人間の歴史ってのは天才や英雄、最後に勝った奴らだけが作っていくもんじゃねえだろ。
理解できぬな。
Shiranui grimaced at Kazuma playfully, then turned to face me.
お前、これから新選組の奴らを追いかけるつもりなんだろ？
Yes, I do.
じゃあ連中に伝えてくれ。10番組組長の原田は、この俺様が認めざるを得ねえほど大した男だったってな。
I really like how much he respects Harada. Shiranui. Shiranui was nowhere near as bad as Kazuma, but he wasn't one to ever praise a human. Harada's heroic battle must have moved him. Understood. I promise I'll pass along the word.
やれやれ。人間にほだされた愚か者がもう一人増えたか。
んなこと言って、お前もこうやってわざわざ会津まで来てやがるじゃねえか。なんだかんだ言って、新選組の奴らの行く末が気になってるんじゃねえのか？
行きがかり上、足を向けざるを得なかっただけだ。
Yeah, sure.
そろそろ行くぞ、雪村の娘。仙台へ向かわねばな。
Alright. Well then, Amagiri and Shiranui, please take care of yourselves. We bid the two of them another farewell, and saw ourselves out of Aizu. We reached the town of Sendai, but it was conspicuously quiet. I wonder if the Shinsengumi has already left for Ezo.
つい先ほど船に乗り込んだらしい。一足違いだったな。もしかすると1000円ぐらいは見えるかもしれぬが。行くか。
Of course. Let's go. Kazuma and I ascended a nearby hill where we hoped to get a clearer view. The sea glowed dark red from the setting sun, and I could see several shadows moving towards the horizon. They must be the black ships my friends had boarded. Do you think that's where the Shinsengumi is? In that ship over there?
おそらくはな。
I had come this far. Now, once again, I had just barely missed them. I felt a sharp pang as tears filled my eyes. Oh, Yukimura crying drink. I dug my teeth into my lower lip to stop them falling.
泣きたければ泣いたらどうだ。
No. I shook my head quietly. They must be in much worse pain than I. I have no right to shed tears when it's not me who's fighting out there. Kazuma sighed out of frustration and shut his eyes. He paused briefly, shifting his eyes back and forth.
刀を取らぬ者が戦っておらぬわけではあるまい。新選組の者たちとは異なるかもしれぬが。お前はお前の戦いを成し遂げたはずだ。俺はそのことをよく知っている。
It warmed my heart to hear Kazuma acknowledge everything I'd been through. My father's death, my reunion with my brother, the memories of my village. Then at Aizu, hearing about the deaths of many warriors of the Shinsengumi. A tempest of grief gathered its winds in my heart. I couldn't allow myself to cry. If I did, I wouldn't be able to see the ship anymore.
背を向けていてやる。泣きたくは泣け。
Kazuma cast his gaze onto the ocean, dyed colorful from the dying rays of the sun. In this moment, the levee holding back my tears broke, and everything snapped. Aha! Oh, I knew there was gonna be a CG. I buried my face into his back. Look at that beautiful sunset, too. Alright, that's a CG Drake. I hung my head, sobbing as quietly as I could. Bro ain't even paying attention. Nah, he probably knows. He probably knows. He's just not choosing not to acknowledge like he expressed. I was so sure I'd catch up to them this time, but they'd gone out of my reach once more. The ship was already vanishing beyond the horizon, and soon there was no trace of them left. Excuse me. Listening to the roar of the waves, Kazuma spoke up.
俺が必ずお前を奴らのもとへ連れて行く。時が来るまで待っていろ。わかったな。
Kazuma, who had tried to abduct me from the Shinsengumi time after time, had now promised to return me to them. Although I had no idea when it had actually happened, I had to go. To the far northern land where the Shinsengumi would fight their final battle. That is respectable, though. It's like, you know, you'd think that Kazuma would just, you know, run off with Yukimura, but this whole time he's been trying to... Well, trying because of her, get her back to the Shinsengumi. And now we're in chapter 4. Like, he's not even actively trying to, like, you know, keep her from leaving or whatever. It's just, this is not how I expected this route to go. Afterwards, in our pursuit of the Shinsengumi, we tried to leave for Ezo, but we couldn't find a ship that would allow us to board. Kazuma sensed that our search would require more time than we originally anticipated, and so we rented a nearby mansion in Sendai for the time being. April 1869. Just as I was becoming accustomed to life in Sendai. It's been so long since we had a date drink, so we'll drink for that. Word reached us that the Imperial Army had launched a general attack on Hakodate. I became too distracted to continue sewing, heaving a small sigh to myself. Almost a month had passed since we heard the report of the invasion of Hakodate. But as always, we were unable to find a way to reach Ezo. In March, former shogunate soldiers attacked ships from the Imperial fleet in Miyako Bay. Ever since then, a civilian like me could not hope to find a single ship willing to venture out. It had been over an entire year since I'd been separated from the Shinsengumi. Damn. Would we ever be able to see each other again? I wasn't doubting Kazuma's promise, but I couldn't help but worry. Kazuma should be back soon. Kazuma and Amagiri ventured tirelessly around the town, gathering information on any possible way to reach Ezo. All I could do to help was the housework. My ear perked up when I heard the door open, and I straightened my back reflexively.
帰ったぞ。
Hello. Welcome back. Were you able to hear any leads about ships departing? His silence was deafening. No such luck today. But judging by his demeanor, that wasn't the only thing on his mind. Kazuma? Did something happen out there? You seem upset. Kazuma? Kazuma's mannerisms in his foulest of moods were uncannily cat-like, dismissive to a spiteful degree. I knew that saying nothing would only allow his bad mood to fester. What the fuck? Regardless, thank you for searching. Oh, wait, she's wearing her hair, well, down-ish. It's not like high ponytail, it looks like low ponytail. I did not expect goofy music right here. Well, I'll take a CG drink right now. I'll go get dinner ready, so please make yourself comfortable. Or, would you rather I draw a bath for you first? She lost all her teeth. Damn.
いや、今日は飯の前に
Oh.
酒を飲む。
Alcohol mentioned
支
drink.
度をしろ。
I'll have that focus on Kazuma's face. I'm only going to grab you one, alright? Drinking too much isn't good for your health. Fuck that. No, I'm just kidding. That's an alcohol mentioned drink again. And just to show the whole CG here. I don't know, I didn't expect Yukimura to have another outfit, you know, aside from the Western outfit, before any epilogues.
医者の娘だというのに、
Oh, alcohol
酒は
mentioned drink
百
again.
薬の長という言葉を知らぬのか。
Well, yes.
薬ならば飲めば飲むほど薬効
3
が
bottles,
高い。
yes, my man.
調子3本はつけろ。
Alcohol mentioned drink again. Oh my god, her face. Don't make such a fuss. The medicinal properties of alcohol only work when used in moderation. Okay, that's another alcohol mentioned drink, and I'll just show her ingy face. Haven't you heard the phrase, the last drop makes the cup run over? Kazuma shot me a glare. After living with him for half a year, I felt like I'd gotten a good handle on his idiosyncrasies. What the fuck? Was it the shocking sound? Oh, I guess it's like an anime when two people like have a glare off or whatever and they're inky, like they have that electric shock going on between their eyes. This is silly. We stared each other down for a few more moments. It's turned into a slice of life! As tension reached at a breaking point, the two of us broke the silence at the exact same time.
仕方あるまい。調子に飲んで勘弁して。
Oh my god, Kazuma. Excuse me. Yeah, that's technically another alcohol mentioned drink. Oh, very well. I'll prepare 2 for you. Alcohol mentioned drink again. Oh. Indeed, I had become fully accustomed to Kazuma's manner of speech.
随分とのんきなのだな。
So carefree, the music got carefree. Oh shit, it stopped though.
船は見つからぬ。奴らの情報は入らぬ。
Has she accepted? Oh my gosh. Well, it does, but I realized while speaking to Kazuma that I was grateful. Powerless, come on. Be positive about it. I'm so grateful for all that you and Namakiri have done for me. I wasn't speaking only of their diligence in Sendai. After I was separated from the Shinsengumi, Kazuma had come to my aid and brought me all the way here. If I had to deal with all of this alone, then there's no telling where I'd be at this point. I was scared of you at first. But now, I'm truly grateful to you. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I admitted to him my sincere depth of gratitude and bowed deeply. Yay!
その態度は悪くない。もっと素直になれ。今のような塩らしい言葉ならいくらでも聞いてやる。
Please don't make me regret saying this, I said, a little annoyed. Excuse me, but Kazuma chuckled to himself. Suddenly, Kazuma's expression dropped. Kazuma?
お前の先ほどの問いについてだが。
Oh, yes. Had he finally located a ship? I hastily straightened my posture and waited for his next words. But...
飯の後の方がいいだろう。心の準備をしておけ。
Oh my gosh, the anxiety. I can sense her anxiety building up. After I had finished cleaning up dinner, I sat back down in front of Kazuma and waited for him to speak.
蝦夷に向かう船のことだ。
Oh, wow,
船に乗れる
thanks.
ことになった。
Really?
このようなつまらぬ嘘をついて何になるというのだ。
Oh god, again? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. That might just be what I need to bus. That might just be what I need to bus. Cause I'm bussing. I'm bussing. Thank you so much, Dree. At long last, I can finally see them all again. I wiped away a few tears of happiness and bowed once more to Kazuma. Oh, Yukimura, try and drink. But Kazuma didn't answer. His expression was bleak. Yeah, he's probably got some bad news paired with it. Kazuma?
奴らに会えるかどうかはわからぬ。いや、会えぬ降参の方が高いかもしれぬな。
What? I fell silent, not understanding. Why not? We've got a ship, don't we? I had a bad feeling, and my heart started to pound uneasily. The true meaning behind his words slowly dawned on me. No.
旧幕府軍最後の砦。函館政府が降伏するのは時間の問題。俺たちが行けるのはその時になってからだ。
I'd had an inkling this might happen, but hearing it put so plainly was a huge shock. Years of blood, toil, and sweat spent in countless battlefields. The Shinsengumi had fought with unbreaking will through it all, but now their swan song was imminent. My heart sank like a stone to the pit of my stomach. I could barely breathe. By the time we set sail for Ezo, there may not be anyone alive to greet us. This meant that perhaps there was no meaning in going at all. My weak heart whispered these words to me. But then... Kazuma aggressively grabbed my hand as I was on the brink of collapsing.
ただ、お前は合図で言ったはずだ。俺と共に新選組の最後を見届ける。
I have to see it too!
あの言葉は嘘だったのか。
No, His words slapped me across the face. They seemed to grind whatever faint hope I had left into dust. But somehow, they resonated deep within me.
嘘でないなら見届けろ。奴らの誇りを、歩んだ道筋を、そして心に刻みつけろ。ひとときであれ、共にあったのなら、奴らが選び、歩んだ侍の道を覚えておいてやれ。それがお前の 生き残った者の責務だ。
His crimson eyes seemed to burn deep into me, erasing all doubt and weakness. I will. All I could muster was a nod in response. It was still too soon for me to accept the grief. We're boarding the ship, aren't we? Then let us leave for Ezo, to see the Shinsengumi. Upon hearing my response, Kazuma's usual haughty grin returned.
いいだろう。連れて行ってやる。お前と約束したからな。鬼は必ず約束を守る。それが俺たちの誇りだ。
Oh my god, again! Yes, thank you so much! Thank you! That might just be what I need to bust! That might just be what I need to bust! Cause I'm busting! I'm busting! Jesus, that's like the third one today. Well, that's a drink. I bowed, holding my resolve quietly in my heart. Thinking back on it, my father and my brother. In fact, almost every warrior I'd ever met imparted to me something significant before they passed on. I was certain that something was waiting for me in Ezo. It was the end of a long, long war, and it would also be the end of my time with the Shinsengumi. After a few days of packing and preparations, we boarded a hulking Satsuma ship to Ezo. Kazuma and Amagiri had gone through incredible trouble to make this happen for me. People who'd once fought bitterly with the Shinsengumi were now doing their utmost for my sake. I'd thanked them so many times already, but it would never be enough to convey how grateful I was to them.
さて、それでは行くか。
Gotta refill your drink now. Ah! Yes, let's go. A faint smile curled in the corner of Kazuma's lips. It was the beginning of summer, but I was told that the sea breeze was pleasantly cool at night, although the deck would be a little cold. Beyond this stretch of sea were the remaining members of the Shinsengumi. I had only heard legends of Ezo, but from what I knew of it, it was a bleak, frigid landscape that was covered in snow throughout half of the year. I wondered, what were they thinking and feeling as they kept on fighting? Whoop! That's nice. Before I knew it, Kazuma was there beside me. There's a CG drink. Huh. Well, there's the obligatory ship CG. Yeah, we are getting a lot of CGs.
明日には蝦夷地に着く手はずとなっている。奴らの最後を見届ける覚悟はできたか。
I silently cast my gaze down. I thought that I was ready for it all along, but I was afraid of what I would see. How many of them had died in battle? Maybe everyone was already gone. Kondo, Sanan, Okita, Saito, Heisuke, Harada. I'd received word of their passing throughout my travels. As long as I did not see it myself, I could still embrace a spark of hope, but I must see for myself. I want to see the conviction that kept them fighting all this time, and I want to see how it comes to an end. Those who have survived cannot be allowed to avert their eyes from the truth. Kazuma kept his stare fixed on the northern star. It took a while for him to speak, and when he did...
夜風は冷える。中に戻るぞ。
I followed shortly after him, hearing the waves crash against the side of the ship as we went inside. Just as Kazuma had predicted, our vessel reached the outskirts of Ezo the very next day. In order to approach the harbor, we moved onto a smaller ship, dropping anchor in Nanaehama. However... Ah! Cannon fire bellowed all around us, shaking the ground beneath our feet.
こちらへ来い
Kazuma instantly grabbed a hold of my arm, yanking me closer to shield me. Damn. Thank you. That was a cannon, wasn't it? So that must mean...
今は総攻撃の最中といったところか。
My heart dropped, realizing that the Shinsengumi were likely fighting for their lives at this very moment. As I attempted to break into a sprint to search for them...
待て。
Oh, damn, another CG! Kazuma wrapped his arms around me from behind. Ooh. It's probably gonna zoom out, but I'll take a CG drink now. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. Kazuma? Here, we'll get the close-up of both of their faces. He's so close. The gesture was so sudden, I was at a loss for words. Excuse me. Was Kazuma simply trying to protect me from the shower of bullets, and cannon fire raining above? Or, is something the matter? He offered no immediate answer. I couldn't see his face, so I had no way to know what expression he was making. His arms tightened just a little. There we go.
本気で行くつもりなのだな。
Oh yeah, I have to. Oh, look at him. Look at them.
ここで引き返せば、奴らの無残な姿をその目で見ず。
Oh, he does care. He wasn't trying to stop me. He was asking if I was truly ready to witness their final moments. Or so it sounded like. Well, my resolve wavered ever so slightly. Moments from now, whether or not I had adequately prepared myself for it, I may see the corpses of Hijikata, Shimada, Soma, and Nomura. Would I be strong enough to cope with it? Could I, like the rest of the Shinsengumi men, remain strong to the end? I gritted my teeth. I mustn't have any doubts. I had to come to a decision. Yes, I'll go. To where everyone is fighting. And I added, oh. Ooh, hold on. Will you stay with me until the bitter end? Or, no, I promise you that I'll return. There. I would be lying if I said I didn't want him to be there with me. However, the remnants of the Shinsengumi— oh fuck, it might have been the other one. The remnants of the Shinsengumi had been ready to sacrifice their lives in this war. Fuck, it was the other one. God damn it, I should have known. I don't know, I just thought, you know, if we promised we'd return, it's like, oh yeah, I'll always be here. Fuck, okay. It's a reload drink. But I do have one request.
なんだ。
I placed my hand softly upon the arms that held me. Oh, and your face is softer too. Will you stay with me until the bitter end? Fuck, that would have made more sense anyways, because it's like, yeah, he should stay with me. What the fuck was I thinking? If I were to see their end, and were it to leave me unable to hold myself together, would you please be there for me? After a brief moment, I felt Kazuma's lips curl into a smile. It only took him a beat to conjure up the reply. Yay!
この俺が一度交わした約束を破るとでも思っているのか。どこまででもお前と共に行こう。
Softly, he told me the words I wanted most to hear. Although his response was rather arrogant, his arms around me conveyed how kind he was, better than words ever could. Thank you. I had lost count of how many times I had thanked Kazuma during our time together. Because he was there for me, I was able to stand here. Kazuma and I continued our cautious approach towards Goryokaku. Our walk was interrupted when Kazuma said,
待て。
His command was curt and sudden.
先ほどから砲声や銃声が聞こえる。
Now that you mention it, what exactly happened? Do you think that the shogunate forces have all been destroyed?
いや、
Kazuma fell silent, pondering.
五稜郭へ行けばわかるはずだ。急ぐぞ。
Alright. The way Kazuma was acting told me that something had happened, but there was no way to know for sure until we confirmed it for ourselves. We were both silent as we hurried onwards to Goryokaku. May 1869. It's a date drink. The government of Hakodate, after weeks of resistance, finally surrendered over to the newly formed Meiji government. Over a year and a half removed from the events of the Battle of Toba Fushimi, the war was drawing to a close. Oh, yikes. Our arrival in Goryokaku was greeted with a bevy of familiar faces. Oh! Oh! Shimada! Soma! Oh my goodness! I can't believe all of you are safe!
雪村君、いつ蝦夷地に？
Our ship docked just the other day. I have something I need to tell all of you. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
伝えたいことがあったからって、いくらなんでも無茶をしすぎですよ。
Bro, what the fuck? Why is Kazuma with you, right? That should be the first thing they're saying, right?
もし流れ弾にでも当たって死んでたらどうするつもりだったんですか？
Ahem.
Seriously?
So seriously drink.
いらぬ心配だ。この俺がついている限り、戦に巻き込まれて死ぬなどということはありえぬからな。
お前は
確か鬼の一族の。なぜ雪村君と一緒に？
Kazuma brought me all the way to Ezo.
本当ですか？脅されて一緒にいるとかそういうんじゃないですよね。
It was natural for Soma and Shimada to be suspicious about Kazuma, considering he plagued them for years as an enemy. The two Shinsengumi men exchanged puzzled glances. Keep getting Edo and Ezo mixed up? No, that's fair. It's like one letter difference, but yeah, Ezo is way up north compared to Edo or Tokyo. Are the men here what remains of the Shinsengumi? What happened to Hichikata and Nomura? Soma's shoulders slumped, his expression darkening. My stomach sank.
野村は
Damn, bro, right? That's right. He died that one. Okay, yeah, that's a death drink again. I'd received word of so many passings already, but never would I get used to the pain. And Hijikata?
土方さんは新政府軍から集中放火を受けて新潟の兵を助けるため
Barntan!
弁天台場に向かわれて
Oh.
そのまま戦死
Oh,
なさったと聞い
fuck,
ています
really? Oh, damn, we missed him. Oh, man. That's a death drink. Ben 10, right? It is a real place, though. It's just so funny, because, like, I see that and it's like, haha, Ben 10. Even Hijikata, the man who had bravely led the Shinsengumi after Kondo's death, was gone. So it's just these two fuckers? Damn.
ですが土方さんの亡きは今も見つかっていません。それどころか新政府軍の兵がこんなことを話していたそうですよ。
貴様一体何者だ？我が隊に何用だ？
何用だだと分かりきったことを聞くんじゃねえよ。新選組副長土方歳三が敵陣に乗り込んでくる用事なんざ一つしかねえだろうが。俺はてめえらと戦って戦い抜くためだけにここに来たんだよ。
It was the most fitting end for Hijikata that I could have imagined. Excuse me. Because he had gone to the front line and kept fighting, the Shinsengumi had been able to fight until the very end.
相馬だったか。 貴様、新選組局長として降伏文書に署
What?
名した
He's the chief? How?
なぜわざわざそんな真似をした？場合によっては近藤のように斬首されかねぬというのに。
立場の違いで新政府と戦うことになりましたが。
Oh wait, that's true. That's right. Yeah, okay, you're right. He did become the main guy from the route. I don't know. It's just kind of. It's kind of weird because it's like, you know, Shimada's here and he's been here before Soma, so it's like, why doesn't someone like him get the ranking? But of course, you know. Of course, Soma had done his part. He was Kondo's right-hand page. He was main guy IRL too. Oh, well, okay, that would make even more sense.
我々は罪を犯したわけではありませんから。局長や副長の志を誰かが受け継ぐべきだと、そう思っただけです。
Kazuma looked down his nose at Soma's resolute expression.
後先を考えぬバカがここにもいたか。戦が終わった後だというのに、わざわざ死にに行こうとするとは、物好きもいたものだ。
どういう意味だそれは。
That's right, he likes to be loud too. Alright, that's a loud drink. Calm down, Soma. It's a calm down drink. Oh fuck. Kazuma doesn't mean any harm.
この後、連中の戦議が始まるはずだ。我々はもう行くぞ。
Oh! Kazuma!
雪村君も言ってください。もうすぐここに新政府軍が来ます。
Well then, Shimada, Soma, please take care of yourselves.
はい。雪村君も。
Calm down, Kochi-kun.
もしかしたらもうお会いできないかもしれませんが、お元気で。
They sent us off warmly, waving in the distance with pleasant smiles, but the path ahead of them wouldn't be easy. The Shinsengumi were branded as traitors. Soma's future, now that he had willingly assumed the rank of chief, seemed particularly bleak. However, they had never forsaken what it meant to be a Shinsengumi warrior. Nearly 2 months had passed since Kazuma and I first set foot on the island of Ezo. We were in the heart of summer, but the sunlight in Ezo was soft, and the cool summer breeze soothed the heat on my skin. After separating from Soma and Shimada, we tracked Hijikata's journey to Benten Fortress, hoping to uncover his remains. At the end of last year, when the former shogunate troops came to Ezo, they had nearly 3,000 troops. But by the time the battle had started, their forces had dwindled down to around 2,000 soldiers. I decided to not investigate the reasons for the sudden decrease. The truth, I feared, would only break my heart more. Allegedly, Imperial forces brought over 5,000 soldiers to overwhelm the last shreds of resistance. The outcome of the war was decided before it even began. April, the Imperial forces reached the coast of Ezo. May, the assault on Hakodate began. Only a few days later, the resistance fighters surrendered at Benten Fortress. A total of 92 men surrendered at Benten. Among them were 13 Shinsengumi warriors. A Hmong drink. Not long after, Goryokaku, the last remaining stronghold, also surrendered. The Boshin War between the Imperial Army and the fragments of the Tokugawa shogunate had ended. As for the search for Hijikata's remains, it proved to be futile. Most likely, Someone had buried him to avoid his remains falling into enemies' hands. Enemy hands! Kazuma, you were saying that humans only wage wars for wealth and power, but do you honestly still believe that? Prior to our time in Ezo, I was sure that he would have nodded without giving it a second thought. After fighting both Father and Kaoru, and witnessing the end of the Shinsengumi firsthand, seeing all that they had died for, perhaps now Kazuma would have a different point of view.
少なくともこの蝦夷地で戦っていた連中にとってはそうではなかっただろうな。鳥羽伏見の戦の頃ならいざ知らず。趨勢が決した後にもまだ勝てるなどと考えるほど土方という男は愚かではあるまい。
I think so too. The Shinsengumi knew that if they fought, they would lose, but they still chose to resist. They hadn't kept fighting in the hopes of a resounding victory against the Imperial Army. There was something else they had wished to uphold.
ここはおそらく夢にしがみつき侍を捨てきれなかった奴らがたどり着いたところだ。
Everyone in the Shinsengumi. After the die had been cast is a legit translation, but mildly odd because it has Roman origins. Huh, that is interesting.
己の心に思い描いた夢を忘れることができず、新しい時代に乗れなかった。乗ることができなかった。大バカどもだ。
I understood what Kazuma was trying to say, but I strongly disagreed. They were warriors. It's not that they were unable to accept the new era. They chose not to. They believed in something they could not abandon.
お前はどうも早合点しすぎる嫌いがあるな。大バカだとは言ったが、連中を嫌っているわけではない。ああいった生き方は個人の志より一族の永続をこそ望む我々には決して真似ができぬからな。
Kazuma was speaking vaguely, but it was likely the greatest compliment that he could have ever given to anyone. Kazuma, who always exuded fierce pride in his superior lineage, seemed almost envious of them. After a long silence, I asked him a question. Where do you plan on going from here, Kazuma?
我々鬼ははるか昔から人と関わらずひっそりと暮らしてきた。その暮らしに戻るだけだ。二度と人間どもと関わるつもりはない。
Me too, bro. I see. Perhaps demons and humans were not meant to interact with each other. Carelessly doing so would mean ending up like my clan.
新政府の面々はこたびの戦に関わった我々を野放しにしておくほど間抜けではあるまい。急いで西国へ戻り、連中の手が及ばぬところへ身を隠す支度をせねばならぬ。
To the west. This meant my journey with Kazuma had ended. It doesn't have to be that way, Yukimura! Our time together spanned over a year and a half. Somehow, I had started to believe we would always be together. Bro! Press X to doubt, right? Come on, man, this is his route. My journey had come to an end. I no longer had anything to strive towards. The people I had chased after were gone. I haven't decided yet. I do think, however, that I'll stay in Ezo for the time being. This is the Shinsengumi's final resting place. I want to make sure I remember it well. So I said, but it seemed to go in one ear, out the other.
初めは希少な女鬼という理由で興味を持った。やがてお前を通じて 新選組の連中と関わることになり、道中父や兄を失うこととなっても、お前は決して前に進むことを諦めはしなかった。
Well, it was the first time Kazuma had ever complimented me outright. I had no idea how to respond. I didn't have a choice. Father, Kaoru, and the Shinsengumi, I just couldn't abandon any of them, so there was nothing to do but forge ahead.
謙遜する必要はあるまい。少なくともお前と共に新選組の連中を追ってこなければ、俺は奴らの本当の姿にも気づかぬままだった。まさかお前に教えられるとはな。
Excuse me? Kazuma was almost never one to mince words with me, but this moment felt so different. I wasn't sure how to take this. All of a sudden, he held out his arms. Huh? Whoa! Wow! Okay, I did not expect... Okay, I mean, I knew there had to be a kiss somewhere, but damn. Damn, bro. I'll take a CG drink, but I also had to grab a new drink, so, by the time I realized what was occurring, his face, stunningly handsome, was right in front of me. Girl, it's on you! Girl! Alright, let me get a new drink. Alright, fuck it. I got another cherry cola. Hard cherry cola, so I'll drink this. For that CG drink. Ooh. Huh? The instant I felt his lips on mine, I stiffened instinctively, chills coursing through my body. You're at work right now, but you'll pull up with your crew for your next stream? For my next stream? Really? Well, I appreciate that. Rasak3821. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ooh, ow. Well, if you do stick around, I hope you enjoy your time here at the High Biker Gang. But, cool. Also, we're doing a drinking game stream, so if you want to take part with, like, water, coffee, tea, whatever you bring to work, you're more than welcome to join in, and I'll let you know when to drink. Excuse me. Our lips were pressed together so tightly that I couldn't make a sound. It was strange, though. For some strange reason, I didn't want to push him away. I was frozen to the spot, his arms encircling me. His long eyelashes brushed up against my skin, and I suddenly realized how beautiful his features were. His touch was unexpectedly gentle. It hit me fully. Kazuma and I were kissing. He was pulling me in, so deep it was like he'd captured my very soul. His lips on mine were so hot I couldn't focus. My mind was going blank. Just when I thought my heart would burst, he relinquished his hold on my body, just as quickly as he had imposed it. For a moment, I was totally speechless. Kazuma only smiled and said, "Aww." Where did that come from? I somehow managed to escape my stupor long enough to ask him a question. Wait, so you mean... What could he mean by that? What do you think he means by that? All of this felt so unclear to me. I was still reeling from our kiss. I struggled to form words. Kazuma, however, didn't seem to notice how much of an impact he'd had on me. The little smile he had. Although we had accomplished everything we set out to do in Ezo, It seemed like our relationship was far from over. And to top it off, there was a part of me that looked forward to it. That likely meant that one journey may have ended, but a brand new one was waiting for me. And this time, it wouldn't be a journey ending in heartbreak, but one I could embark on with a smile on my face. Huh. Well, okay. Yeah, like again, I'm surprised that they really made sure not to make Kazuma so hateable, because it's like, you'd think that for his route, he'd be like, ooh, you have to be my waifu. But there was barely any mention of, like, you know, her taking on a waifu role. Except for, like, that little comment where it's like, oh, yeah, you make good waifu material. So, yeah, and it was nice getting to see, you know, that gentler side to him. He appreciates nature, hates war. I mean, who likes war, right? And he really does care for Yukimoto. Like, you know, he wanted to help her reach that goal of finding the Shinsengumi, and also, you know, wanting to help her realize, or, you know, to me it sounded like he wanted to help her realize that, you know, Baldfather and Kaoru were pieces of shit, but also understanding that they are her family. I wonder if Yukimoto's gonna have that same look in the epilogue, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, no, I thought that Kazuma's route would be insufferable, but as always, the devs really know how to make each route unique and enjoyable, and really, you know, really make you want to fall in love with these guys. Kazuma's still not my favorite or anything, he's not up there, but they really did make him at least somewhat likable in this route. So, let's see how that epilogue goes. Okay, we got some running or maybe shaking. Oh, I'm just kidding. That's Chowder! Chowder's just scratching himself. Okay, well, here's the epilogue. December 1869. It's a day drink. I was alone, bundled in a thick blanket during a blustery winter day in my childhood home in Edo. My, it's freezing. My breath fogged in the air. The new year was almost upon me. I ought to be cleaning the house in preparation for a new day. So I went out front to sweep up all of the dirt and dead leaves that had accumulated over time. Oh shit, she's sweeping! That's another drink! It was already New Year's Eve, and the people in the street were all rushing about. Now hold on, technically it would be New Year's with an apostrophe, right? But maybe some places spell it like that, I think. Let me make sure. Yeah, it should be an apostrophe. It's a spelling error drink. After returning to Edo, my first order of business had been to write Dr. Matsumoto a letter. Excuse me. He replied immediately, expressing sincere relief after having been notified of my safety. He had said that I could reach out to him, should I ever require his help. My second order of business was writing to Sen. She insisted that I come to live with her in Yase village. Although I appreciated her generous offer, I refused. It was because, just as I was pondering to myself, all of a sudden, I was approached by a lady who lived nearby. Ara. Oh, please. It was no problem at all. How is he doing?
コードーさんが診療所を閉めちまって、あんたがいきなり今日に行っちまった時は驚いたけど、こうして無事に帰ってきてくれてよかったわ。 それよりあんた、ひょっとして今年は一人で年越しかい？
I am. Sadly, my father passed away, so I'll have to make do.
危ないわよ、女の一人暮らしなんて。戦が終わったとはいえ、まだまだ世の中物騒なんだから。これからどうするつもりなんだい？診療所を続けるのかい？
That's something I have yet to figure out myself.
何にせよ、一人じゃ何かと不便でしょ？そうだ、なんならいい人を紹介してあげましょうか。
Of course. Huh? Well, hot drink.
実は両国の橋のたもとに薬の問屋さんができてね。そこの息子さんが。
Oh, sure. If I get the chance.
そうかい？年の
Pretty
つがい
sure.
もちょうどいいと思うんだけどね。まあ、お見合いの口ならいくらでもあるから、いつでも声をかけておくれよ。
My neighbor flashed a bright grin, nodding her head politely before waving me goodbye. It was kind of her to express an interest in my well-being, but finding suitors, huh? Oh, there's another hot drink. Maybe it's time for me to start thinking about settling down. But at this point in time, I just didn't feel like considering the idea. If I had to marry someone, then... Whoa! They showed the CG again. That's another drink. Ah! A memory suddenly came back to me, making my cheeks flush bright red. I could still remember how hot his lips had been. Oh. We were together for almost 2 years. He'd come to my aid when I was separated from the Shinsengumi. He'd been there for me when I was devastated by the loss of my father and brother. Excuse me. He even escorted me to Ezo and stood beside me as we witnessed the end of the Shinsengumi. Excuse me. I doubted I would ever meet anyone who I could connect with as deeply as I had with him. Excuse me. Although Kazuma had told me to come to him whenever I was ready. Oh, Jesus. Some part of me wondered if he hadn't forgotten about me already. But he said that demons always keep their promises. Just as I muttered to myself. What? Dang, he's got new drip. That looks nice on him. What? Damn. Yeah, I was thinking he might come to visit, but damn. Huh? Yeah, that's definitely a hot drink. What a coinky dink, right? Was I hallucinating? No? I rubbed my eyes incredulously. But the image didn't change. He was here, standing in front of me. It was something out of a dream. And then he spoke. Whoa! His arrogant tone was incredibly nostalgic. This dude. Oh. There was no mistaking him. Almost 6 months had passed since we spoke, yet he was his usual callous self. Honestly, I wouldn't expect any less from Kazuma. So you really did come. For me. No, Chowder. All of the tears that I thought were dried and left in Ezo began welling up once more. She's crying. That's a drink. I didn't want to greet him with a teary face, but I couldn't help it. Whether or not I believe you is one thing, but you can't blame me for starting to worry. I mean, I haven't heard a single word from you in almost half a year. My eyes shifted away from Kazuma, and I rushed to wipe my tears. It was frustrating to know I was the only one that had missed him. I never said that! Kept you waiting, huh? Right? Well, he was right about that. but he was so frustratingly smug about it that I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of making me admit out loud. Just as I was about to offer my own snarky response, Kazuma suddenly held out his arms. Then, just like how he'd kissed me in Ezo, he drew me in so close our bodies were flush against each other's. Whoa! And then... ah, there it is! Oh hey, she is wearing the same outfit as her... that one CG. So that's a CG drink. Just what do you think you're doing? Oh, okay, there's a full version. I froze. Dang, dude. His crimson eyes were so close. Being pressed up against him like this made me remember our kiss. My own body wouldn't listen to me. My body is moving on its own. Oh. Hold on a minute. I can't just up and leave everything so suddenly. Jeez. Kazuma hadn't changed at all since we parted in Ezo. He was selfish, arrogant, and he never ever listened to me. But while the world around us sped into a new age, Kazuma was a constant, unbending and unbroken, and always by my side. Or a constant, like my own. As I stuttered awkwardly, Kazuma's eyes softened with amusement. What you gonna do, brother? He pressed me even closer against himself, so that there was no distance at all between us. Hijacker. Then, yeah, there it is. There's the kissu. Just like before, he forced a kiss upon me. It was as if he could see through all the emotions I kept hidden deep in my heart. But that was the truth of the matter. From the moment we parted in Ezo, I had yearned to be with him. And from now on, I was certain he would keep on forcing his way deeper and deeper into my heart. The end! Oh, and that's the end of Kazuma's route. And now we just have 2 more left. 2 more routes. Not just the heart, right? Woo! Well, okay. So, the next route I wanted to do was the normal route. So, the neutral route. So just, you know, absolutely no romance whatsoever. But let me find... there has to be a walkthrough for that. Excuse me. I wonder, does... the place I normally go through, normal ending, found in Ryuma's walkthrough. Huh? I want the normal route. I want the normal route. Huh. Well, I mean, the Hakuoki wiki has a guide for it. But I wonder. Okay. Or, hold on. Okay, fine. You hear the sound of a dog of the shogunate? Yup, that's him. Well, I just wonder, what does... It says save 11. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, that was the epilogue. And I'm still gonna... I still have a drink too, so I'm gonna keep going to do the normal route. I'm just... Oh, okay. Go to... Okay, I guess I'm going to assume that... So the guide here wants me to go up to here, I think. Save data 11 that I have. So let me... I'm gonna compare this then. Because... Hold on. I'm just gonna leave this here, but I didn't look at this ahead of time because I wasn't sure if I would have finished this route today or not, but I'm gonna cross-reference these two routes before I continue. Okay. Stay put. Oh, I had no idea. Quietly return to my room. Okay. Go to Fushimi. No, thank you. Compound. Army. Yamazaki should go. Head of the Ikeda Inn. Oh. Probably that. Stay behind. Huh. Turn to my room and go outside. Okay. So, where am I right now? I might be asking for too much. Okay. So, it looks like there's a little bit of deviation here, so what I'm gonna do is I'll start from here. For the most part, it's pretty much the same. Yes, it might be asking for too much. It's the right one. And we can definitely skip. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is asking for too much. Yeah, so we can skip past all that. And I'll make sure to make a separate save file too. Yeah, this is different, but yeah. Everything up to this point, same thing as the normal route has, so I'll stick with that, so you know we don't have to waste too much time. After seeing Kazuma for so long, it's weird seeing the Shinsengumi again. Damn it, I was really thinking they would see Hichikata again, at least for Kazuma's route, but, you know, I think that is fitting. I think it is fitting that, you know, we didn't really see the Shinsengumi at all, but it is nice that Yukimoto keeps trying to run into them. And at least she saw Soma and, Shimada. But yeah. Well, I should have paused for a CG drink. It's okay. I won't drink for that. Fucking Kaoru! Ah! Damn! This is this is a lot of skipping to do. Back at it again, right? Oh, what should I do? I'm going to... I'm gonna... Here, we'll save here. I'm going to... go with them. I was a little concerned about joining, given that I wasn't a warrior, but... I know, that's... This is correct, I think. Excuse me. Huh. I was feeling emotionally strained with no leads and my father turning up on rounds. I think this is right, so we can just skip. We've seen this before. Ah! Ah! Well, stop! I'll take it. Oh, never mind. That's too late. Never mind, we won't stop for a CG drink. Damn, these guys again. You may be right, but... Oh shit. I'm going to go back to headquarters. Wait, hold on. Actually, I fucked up. Hold on. We were supposed to stay earlier. No, stop, stop. We were supposed to stay earlier. So I'll count that as a reload drink. I misinterpreted this. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't misinterpret it. Never mind. Oh, yeah, I think this is correct. Yeah, okay. You're fine now. I'm sure they can't follow your butt. I think I'm gonna go with butt. This is correct. Excuse me. Yeah, we've seen this before. That is correct. But whom should I look for? I'm gonna look for, I'm gonna look for Okita. Just kidding. Oh, I chose the wrong one. It's actually Keisuke. So that's a reload drink. Have we chosen Heisuke already? Let's see. Yes, we have. The compound that I was so used to seeing felt like an unfamiliar place at night. And we can fast forward because we have indeed seen this before. I'm okay now though. I'm gonna go with that. Or yeah, it is actually. Yeah. Okay, have we seen this before? We have. Skip, skip, skip. Man, it's a good thing that one guy told me to save data 11 because it would be very relevant. Oh my god, is this... Oh, it's time for the physical exams again! Ah! I'll wait till it zooms out. There we go. There we go. CG drink. Now I can do a CG drink. And we will skip some more. What should I do? Yes, please. Are you sure? Then yes, please do so. Oh no, fuck, okay. No, it's the other one. My bad. Okay, it's a reload drink. No, I'll take care of it. Oh, don't worry. It's my own business. I'll take care of it. Don't worry, drink. And I'm pretty sure we have seen this before, so but let me check. Okay, we have. Fast forward. The good bald doctor. Oh! Oh, just kidding. It's too... Too late. I can't pause for that. The goofy awe music. Oh shit, a rat! Where could they be going? I don't know. Well, I think I should focus on my work. I was worried for Okita, but yeah. And I think I've seen this before. Yeah, we'll skip. Ah! It's the husbando. Excuse me. Yeah. But the one thing that most concerned me was... if we're doing a neutral route, I would say... my father. What had become of my father? Yeah, there we go. And I'm pretty sure we have seen this before. Yeah, okay, we can skip over. It really feels like this parallels with Ryoma's route. Huh, interesting. Sen? I think this is where- yeah, that's where we meet Sen. There we go. I'll take a CG drink for that. Moved without thinking. And then we'll keep fast forwarding. No, we're not stopping for Sen tenting her fingers. More goofy ah music. There's the 2 pages. I like how when Nagakura pops up, the goofy ah music briefly stops and then it starts playing again. There was a lot on my mind, but what worried me most was... what does worry me most, actually? We're gonna go with... Sen? Oh. Yeah? No, it's the Furies. Fuck, hold on. I was thinking about the woman whom I met. No, I gotta reload. The correct answer is actually the Furies. So let's see. Have we seen this before? Yes, we have. Just as Hichikata had predicted, the Shinsengumi received an official request to guard the notice board at the Sanjo Ohashi Bridge, and then we'll skip. Oh no, Sannan sussy moment. Stranger danger! Oh, I could just tell Yukimoto was sweeping right there. Oh, what's this? Oh, just kidding. Seen it all. So. Ooh, chapter 4. Heisuke man titties. Fucking Kaoru! Ah! Whoa! Jesus Christ! Oh man, sometimes the sound effects in this game. Oh, that's a CG drink. Blood oozed from the cut. Oh yeah, drink for that. And we will continue to skip. Uh-oh, Ito knows. Oh fuck, I could've... Nah, that's alright. It was too fast for me to pause and take that CG drink for the flashback, but it's okay. It's alright. However, even with all of my confusion, I was especially worried about... I think the soldiers is the correct option, but let's see. What about the feelings of those who were being left behind? Yes, okay, so have we seen this before? Yes. Skip. I decided to ask... good question. Who did I decide to ask? How about, someone neutral, because we're doing the neutral route, right? If I wanted a fair assessment, I needed to talk to a neutral party. Oh, just kidding. A reload drink. Okay, it should be someone close to the people who were leaving. I decided to talk to someone close to Heisuke and Saito. And we have seen this before. So we'll skip past all that. Sure is a lot of skipping for this normal route. Or neutral. Drink finished? Ooh, alright. I still got my drink, so I'm gonna keep going. What? Where are we gonna get our answers? Oh. No, the answer is no, Sen, whenever it gets here. Yeah. What should I tell her? Come on, Yukimura, you know this is the neutral route. No, it's not that. And, oh, hold on. Yeah, we have seen this before, so we can keep skipping. Excuse me, Sen just wanted that tea. Oh, the fighting. I didn't know what to do. Excuse me. Finished most of the bottle, but it's only 5.5%. Damn, dude. Yeah, I got like the 5, 10, 5 now. Oh, fuck. Not the hiccups. I'm gonna stay in my room. Alright. Fuck, okay, no, I'm supposed to go outside. It's a reload drink. Or, wait. Yeah, okay. I see. I'm supposed to leave the compound. They're after me. If I leave the compound... Where are we? Okay. No, this is... Yeah, we can skip. Persona 3 reload drink. Ah! Hey, Chuck, what's up? How we doing? You watched Spider-Man Brand New Day? Oh, how did you like it? I'm set to watch it on Wednesday. What's the usual alcohol percentage of the stuff I drink? So it ranges from, like, it's usually like 5 to 6, because I usually just get beers or ciders, because I know Kyler doesn't drink so much. Damn, yeah, he just came back. It's a long movie, so if you watch, like, maybe the 10 p.m. showing or whatever, that would check out. I heard it's, like, almost 3 hours. But yeah, it depends. The stuff I usually get is usually like around 5 to 6% alcohol proof percent. It's really good. Like, actually good. Good. Well, I'm excited to watch. What should I do? Did I save? Did I save? I think I did. I always do. I'm going to scream. Amagiri was courteous enough. And that is correct. And I'm pretty sure we've seen this before. Yes, I will skip. Ah! This came back. Okay. Look at the fights. It's too bad this isn't a drinking game prompt because it's not Amagiri and Saito. It's Amagiri and Heisuke. Not that it matters, because I'm skipping around. You know, I guess it is a good thing that they don't play the voices while they're skipping, because then Nagakura would be out here and he'd be like, oh, all loud and shit. Man. I was just about to say, this is a lot of dialogue to go through, but here's our choice now. Let's see, I decided to stay home. I understand. I will stay behind. Yeah. And that is... ooh. Have we seen this before? I think we have, yeah. Okay. Right? Yeah. We'll skip. Oh, excuse me. Oh! Loud ass door close. Oh, Kazuma! Man, it just keeps going and going. Uh-huh. Come on. Oh, fuck, son. Oh! Wait, this was a choice, right? Yeah. You can keep going. I will stay here. Nothing. I'm sorry for stopping you. Oh. No, that's right. Wait, hold on. Have I seen this before? Yeah, I have. And I watched him disappear through the door, leaving me alone in my room again. And blah blah blah. Let's see. Keep skipping. Oh, is it still skipping? Damn. What? That's it? Wait, what? That can't be right. Are you sure? Hold on, something's not right here. Wait. Stop. What the fuck? Something wrong. And I don't like that. Hold on. So the very last thing that we chose was I decided to stay home, right? So how come it led me here? Bro? What the fuck? What? No, bitch. Hey, hold on. No. That's not where we're at right now. What? Hold on, something's not right here. What is this? What is the normal route? Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. Hold on, skip past all this. Oh my god, no, it's gonna make us watch the opening cutscene. Stop, I don't care. Huh? I'm so confused, dude. I'm so confused. Okay, so the last thing we chose was I'm gonna stay here, right? Oh no, I'm supposed to say I want to help. Okay, well this is definitely a reload drink. Hey Doc, how are we doing today? What's up? I'm doing great. How are you doing? If you want to join in our drinking game stream, I'll let you know when to drink. You can use an alcoholic beverage or a non-alcoholic beverage. So yeah, we're supposed to say I want to help. Is there anything I could help with? Yes. You're doing shitty as ever, broken PC. Oof. Oh, that's always the worst. Damn. Well, I hope you can kick back and relax over here at least. Forget about all your troubles. Still, I wondered if it was really alright for him to trust me with all this. How the fuck did I skip past all of this? It is a drinking stream, yeah, because I'm off. My weekends are longer than the average person's. Let's see, I'm going to confirm with Hijikata. I wanted to confirm the sliver of doubt I still held, so I peeked back in around the sliding door. Oh fuck, I'm supposed to trust him. Okay, that's another reload drink. Have I seen this before? No. Hijikata trusted me to do this, and we can skip, because I have seen this before. I'm just really wondering what the normal, or I mean the neutral route is supposed to entail. What does it look like? Does it actually get us to Edo Blessings? Now that the job was done though, I wasn't quite sure what I should do next. Excuse me. I should, return immediately. I should return to the compound immediately. Yes, okay, and we have seen this before, so we'll skip. Yes, I do work, but I don't work until Thursday, so I can drink as much as I want. Oh, whoa, oh, it's a CG drink! I stared up right into his handsome face. Hold on, I want to see the zoom out, but whatever. It has been a while, so I'll play it out. Wait, but then we'll see this in the Hijikata route anyways. Skip every bit. Okay, hold on, there we go. You say what else, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's a CG drink. Okay, continue to skip. Hold on. I'm actually curious. Okay, wait. Ooh, we're in chapter 5 now. How the fuck did I get to the ending already? I don't understand how that happened. Did I just accidentally press buttons or something? Fuck. That's some pussy-ass chin grabbing. Put some strength into it. Yeah, right? Okay, hold on. Oh no! That's right, I forgot. He got shot and then... Yeah, okay. Anyways, I'm curious what the warrior record looks like at this point. Closed. 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 Full bloom. Fuck. Why full bloom, bitch? Oh yeah, I played Slay the Princess and I finished my playthrough. It's great. It's a wonderful game. Like, it is so good. It is dope. Okay, so maybe I think there's choices I have to make in order for this to, like, in order for us to close Sakamoto's route. My fave princess. I really like the one where we're merged with, like, it's the princess merged with the main character. I forgot what his name was. Like, that was really good insight on, like, who she was and also who we were. And I really enjoyed that, that route. Yeah, it is a good choice. It's definitely one of the best, in my opinion. Oh, excuse me. Is this right? Okay. I guess it's right? I don't know. I'm so confused, bro. Hold on, Hakuoki. Is there an Edo Blossoms portion for it? Like, I'm so confused. I don't know what we just did. Or maybe not, cause yeah. Okay, let's look. Wait, what? Hold on. I mean, it doesn't really show that we had a love interest, but, Kazuma's route. What? I am so confused. Wait, hold on. That's Yukimura. Maybe we did do it correctly. I thought it would be much more drastic than this. Like, yeah, you're alone, Yukimura. I don't know. Well, I mean, for the most part, we've seen. How much drink do I have? Okay, I still have quite a bit. Bro, I mean, that is general flashbacks and stuff. Okay. Hold on a minute. So the thingy says that it should match. The Hakuoki wiki says we had to be on Kazuma's route. But for the most part, it kind of seems like the same. Because see, notice how there's no epilogue. So, that means we didn't end up with a love interest, which is what we're trying to do in the first place. But I don't know, I'm confused, but also I guess that's correct. I don't know. I will assume we have done the right thing. Now, if this is where it ends, I don't know. Actually, okay, I'm curious, because if we're in Edo Blossoms, what's gonna happen from here? Does it force us to choose a route, like... Is there a neutral route for Hakuoki Edo Blossoms? No, there's not. You have to choose someone to romance. Okay. I don't know what the difference is there. I guess the only difference is you don't have any character you're romancing. So that's weird, but okay. Let's go back. Or, okay, actually, I am curious how this recap goes if we didn't romance anyone. The asexual run, that's what I'm trying to go for. Winter 1863. I count that as a day drink. Excuse me. I traveled to Kyoto in order to search for my father, with whom I'd lost contact. CG drink. What? Right? In that city, I bore witness to a horrifying secret hidden within a group called the Shinsengumi. The Furies, creatures with white hair and crimson eyes. It's a white drink. Luckily, I was saved from the vicious clutches of the Furies by the members of the Shinsengumi. Okay. Since I had discovered their secrets, I ended up living with the Shinsengumi men, as they were also searching for my father. I was given a position as the commander's page, and thus my life with the Shinsengumi began. I'd heard rumors, well, whispers really, that the Shinsengumi were a group of terrifying Ronin, but my life with them proved otherwise. Their commitment to protecting the safety of Kyoto made them the last of a dying breed, true warriors. It set them apart from those who only craved power and status. CG drink. Chikage Kazuma, who claimed to be a demon, confronted the Shinsengumi. It was later revealed to me that I was of demon descent, which is why it was relentlessly pursuing me. In Kyoto, I also met Sen, a young demon princess who revealed to me the secrets of my birth and told me about my people. However, the winds of change were blowing. Anti-shogunate sentiments were spreading throughout the country, and war between the shogunate and the Satsuma Choshu seemed inevitable. Then finally, the Battle of Toba Fushimi began. Unable to fight, all I could do was stay in Osaka and pray for everyone's safety. However, the Satsuma Choshu were ultimately victorious. Genzaburo Inoue, Susumu Yamazaki, and many others died during the battle. Hijikata, resolving to fight until the bitter end, urged me to forge my own path away from the Shinsengumi. Well, hold on, I missed something then. I missed something. I think they all fucking died. No, that can't be it. Hold on, let's reload. Let's reload. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for reloading. Oh my god. Yeah, and I guess technically that would count as a drink, but I'm not fucking... Hold on. Actually. I mean, it's not a wrong choice though. It's just the fact that we skipped over some stuff. So 4-5, right? Hold on. I just have to make sure. What the fuck did I miss? We're supposed to return immediately and that's what we do. Okay. Okay. So let's I just want to see. No quick saving. This thought weighed heavily on my mind as I went to Hijikata's room to report to him. Hijikata, it's Yukimura. I'm back.
Oh, I
I just want to see what led us to the ending. Excuse me. I stepped in. The first thing I saw were piles of documents stacked upon his desk. I gulped.
ご苦労だったな。斎藤の様子はどうだった？
Yes, he's his usual self.
そうか。そりゃ何よりだ。
I wondered what had gotten over Hijikata. His mood seemed far more foul than when I had left him. I'm sorry.
なんだ、いきなり。お前まさか、書状を届ける途中で何かヘマでもやらかしたんだ。
No, of course not.
じゃあなぜ今謝った？
Oh, well, you looked really upset. I thought you were mad that I'd taken so long. After hearing what I had to say, Hijikata seemed to sigh, as if relieved it wasn't something more dire.
別にお前に腹を立ててたわけじゃねえよ。俺はお前のことでいつも頭がいっぱいなわけじゃねえからな。
Oh, I'm sorry. Perhaps my words made me sound overly self-conscious. As words of apology passed my lips again.
だからいちいち謝るんじゃねえって言ってんだろうが。
I'm sorry. Bro, I mean, yes.
ったく。
Hijikata's stony expression finally seemed to soften. I was embarrassed because I kept messing up, but... Wait, hold on, because this leads to... Wait, hold on. This leads to the chin grab, right? Yeah. And I know we've seen this before, but what happens after this that prompts the ending? Okay, hold on.
そんなに言うんなら、そうだ。
Oh, are we making him tea?
まずは茶でも入
Weak
れて
ass
こい。
chin grab, right? Tea? Yes, understood.
その茶の味には新選組の命運がかかってるんだからな。とびっきりうまいやつを頼むぜ。
Yes, sir. Leave it to me. I rushed to my feet and ran out of the room, headed towards the kitchen. Just then,
それにしてもどうなっちまうんだろうな、俺たちは。
that smile was of a criminal. True. I heard him mumble, just before I was out of earshot. That's how it ends, though? Oh, I'm just kidding. Wait, the Shinsengumi was beginning to waver. What would happen to them? What would happen to the Fury Corps? Men who became Furies, and the ones who were forced to watch their friends become Furies. Was it any wonder that they found themselves conflicted, or that tempers began to rise? Several days later, the order came to begin the Imperial Restoration. Political power was restored to the Emperor. he would once again rule the nation, as he had before the age of the samurai. The position of shogun would be abolished, and Kyoto's military and judiciary commissioner positions would be eliminated. All that the Shinsengumi had fought for and believed in was beginning to fall apart. And that's the end of it? That's a shitty ass route. Oh my god. Wait, so then the fuck happens here then? What? December 1867, that's a date drink. Following the imperial restoration, Satsuma and Choshu troops gathered in the city of Kyoto. At the same time, anyone connected to the Tokugawa shogunate began to be excluded from political affairs. They did not take this lightly. In response, it seemed the shogunate's military forces were seen marching down from Edo to Kyoto. As tensions rose from the approaching shogunate army, the Satsuma and Choshu were preparing their own forces. The situation was growing critical. As the shogunate scrambled to call upon the remaining allies, the Shinsengumi received an order to join the Fushimi magistrate. Having all of their men and armaments gathered in one place would enable the shogunate to act in the event of an emergency. And then came the tipping point. Right, the chief was shot. Okay. The news was delivered to the Fushimi magistrate. There had been no witness. The culprit's identity and motives remained unclear. Nagakura got a crew of warriors together, and they all headed towards the location where Kondo was shot. Kondo's gunshot wound was on his right shoulder. The bullet pierced clean through him, shattering the bone, which required more treatment than was available at the compound. I was sweeping up the common room. Yukimura sweeping drink.
Oya, Yukimura-kun. Mada okite itan desu ka?
Oh, Sanan. Did you have any business here? If you're going to use this room, I'll leave.
Iie, kamaimasen yo. Kimi ni mo douseki shite moratta hou ga ii deshou.
Huh? Hot drink. His words filled me with anxiety. Just then, the most prominent Shinsengumi captains began filing into the common room. What were they about to discuss? My anxiety grew stronger.
みんな揃ってるみてえだな。
沖田君の姿が見当たらないようですが。
あいつには聞かせる必要はねえ。もし掃除に渡しちまったら、身の危険も顧みずに近藤さんの仇を取るって決まってるからな。
それが彼の望みならば、そうさせてあげるべきなのでは。土方君は相変わらず優しすぎますよ。
俺たちに一体何の用なんだ？いつ戦が始まるかもわからねえ今わざわざ呼び出したってことはまさか。
そのまさかですよ。君たちにどうしても渡しておかなくてはならないものがありまして。
He slowly unwrapped the bundle he brought with him. As I saw what was inside, I gasped and clasped my hands over my mouth.
それは落ち水ですか?
Well, yeah, this is looking familiar, so...
その通りです。
Hold on, because I know we've seen this before. Inoue spoke softly as he took the glass vial.
お借りします。
Because I remember they were all taking the water of life. I just want to know how this normal route ends. Both Saito and Harada grabbed a vial, and they slipped it into their respective pockets. Up until now, Hijikata had been silent, arms crossed.
責任を取らなきゃならねえか。まあ、確かにその通りだよな。
His eyes looked troubled, but he reached for the serum and slipped it into his pocket as well.
それでは今夜はこれで解散とします。私の行為が無にならないよう祈っていますよ。
After Sanan had finished, the captains all left the room. Sanan turned towards me.
雪村君、分かっていると思いますが、今夜のことは他の大使には決して口外しないよう。
Don't know why, but thought the no romance route would have me end up joining Baldfather and Liquid Brother, right? Something like that. Like anything just distinctly different, but it's just so jarring that this is just, you know, stuff we've seen before. Sanan let those warning words hang in the air for a moment before leaving the room. What should I do? The serum created by my father was now in the hands of the captains. I shuddered at the thought of them drinking it.
局長を襲った刺客の正体はまだつかめないのか。どうせ薩長の奴らに決まってるぜ。卑怯な真似を。
Ever since Kondo had been attacked, the atmosphere at the Fushimi Magistrate's office was tense. I keenly felt the tension as I stepped into the common room, carrying tea for the captains. Oh, that's Yukimoto serving tea drink. Here's your tea.
お、ありがとうな。そこに置いといてくれ。
I seemed to have walked in on a serious discussion. All around the room were tense, drawn faces.
で、今後どうするつもりなんだ？薩摩の奴らは政権返上だけじゃ飽き足らず、徳川家が持ってる領地も何もかも返せって言ってやがるんだろ。どう考えても戦を始めるための口実作りとしか思えねえぜ。今のうちに戦う準備を進めておくに越したことはね
え。だろうな。奴らは年若い天使様を担ぎ上げて我が物顔で朝廷に出入りしてやがる。で、そいつらとの戦の準備をどうするかだ
な。三男さんは羅刹隊の増強を主張してらっしゃるようですが。
A memory of the other day came back to me. Sanan offered the water of life to all of the captains, and they accepted it.
俺は反対だ。これからの戦は不定老子を取り締まってた頃とは違う。敵味方入り乱れて戦う中で連中の手綱をうまく取れるとは思えねえ。戦力にはなるが危険すぎるぜ。
だな。何より人道的に見て問題があるだろう。
では他にどんな策がある？他の者の意見に異を唱えるのであれば代案を出すべきだと思うが。
だから俺らだって考えてんだろ。そんなすぐいい案が
I
出た
thought
ら
that
苦労
was
し
a
ねえよ。
too loud Nagakuta dream.
副長はどう思われます？
Hijikata furrowed his brow.
とりあえずもう少し考えさせてくれ。敵の出方を見なきゃ何とも言えねえし、 幕府側の意向もあるから。
Kondo's injury had put everyone on edge. A war was inching closer day by day. What was going to become of the Shinsengumi, as well as the Fury Corps? And so the end of the month approached. It was decided that Kondo and Okita would go to Osaka, where Dr. Matsumoto was located. Kondo required intensive treatment, while Okita's tuberculosis became known. Everyone knows about the TB! His disease was incurable. I'd suspected that he might be... Oh, I didn't expect that.
Seriously?!
Ill when he began to lose his strength, but that's a seriously drink. I never would have guessed that it was tuberculosis. The entire Shinsengumi was shocked and saddened by the news. Whoa, stop, hold on. I don't know what button I pressed, but... Is that the end? No. No, it was a cold morning when Kondo and Okita were sent to Osaka Castle. Excuse me. I was performing the final check on everyone's belongings when Hijikata called upon me. Excuse me. Had something happened to Kondo and Okita? I made my way to Hijikata's room as the potential scenarios played out in my head. In the common room, Hijikata sat, waiting for me. For the past few days, Hijikata's expression had been grave. Okita and Kondo's departure must have broken his heart. Knowing he was dealing with so much, I did my best to listen to any request Hijikata may have had. I was hoping to be of service. However, what Hijikata said next was unexpected.
すまねえ。近藤さんと宗司と共に大阪城に行ってほしい。
That was the complete opposite of what I'd expected. True, I was concerned about Kondo and Okita, and at one point I even entertained the idea of heading to Osaka Castle with them. But since Dr. Matsumoto was already at Osaka Castle, all I could have done there was look after everyone's daily necessities. Thinking about my duties, including making the warriors' meals and tending to the wounded, I had thought that staying with the Shinsengumi would be the best way for me to help. I looked up at Hijikata and mustered the courage to speak my mind. Let me ask one thing. Are you sending me to Osaka Castle because I'd be in the way during the war? Hijikata's face remained stern, and he did not seem offended by the forwardness of my question, but he just shook his head. Okay, so here's the normal route ending we're looking for. I just don't think there's any fancy CGs or anything. Okay, well I guess that would make sense. I was someone Hijikata trusted. He wanted me to look after them, and he even said please to me. I made up my mind. If me going allows you to enter the battlefield without worry, then yes, I will go. Hijikata nodded at my response, and he thanked me sincerely. And so, I packed up and left for Osaka Castle with Kondo and Okita. Huh. The Fushimi Magistrate would become a battleground if war were to break out. I wasn't in any position to help them, or even watch the fighting take place. Everyone, please be safe. And so, painful though it was, I left Kyoto and headed for Osaka Castle. Oh, wait. As soon as we arrived in Osaka, Kondo and Okita were brought to Dr. Matsumoto for examination. The results brought both good and bad news to us. The good news involved Kondo's recovery. We were informed that Kondo's injury was not life-threatening. The shattered bones just needed to heal. Okita's condition, however, brought far less fortunate news. The tuberculosis had begun to eat away at his lungs, and he was given a private room in the castle to recuperate. As I looked after the two of them, we welcomed the new year. And so, the new year was upon us. The troops marching from Edo passed through Osaka, then took the Tobu Highway, headed towards Kyoto. Upon bearing witness to the sheer number of soldiers, everyone said that the Satsuma and Choshu would surrender. If such news were true, then perhaps we could stop preparing for war and return to Kyoto soon. January 1868, it's a date drink. War erupted between the shogunate and the Sacho forces, bringing my wishful thinking to a dead halt. I didn't know exactly what was the breaking point, but I could hear cannon fire echoing all the way from Kyoto. No one thought to give someone like me any updates. All I was told was that war had finally broken out. I spent each and every day in worry, alone. One afternoon, the castle suddenly rumbled with commotion. The shogunate troops were allegedly pushed back and had retreated from Kyoto. In other words, the shogunate had lost? When I tried to ask the people in the castle, no one knew anything. Everyone seemed too busy thinking of how this affected them. Eventually, the men of the Shinsengumi began arriving at the castle, one after another. I did my best to welcome them, despite all of them looking worn and dejected. And so, I learned of how the battle had ended, with the shogunate's loss and the Sacho's victory. I then learned of the terrible news regarding the people I most cared about. Inoue had died, and Yamazaki was critically injured. In addition, many of our other warriors were killed as well. And of course, Inoue always getting his cannon event. Such a death drink. From what everyone had been telling me, at some point, the Sacho forces had been appointed as imperial troops. Upon hearing the news, Yoshinobu Tokugawa, the supreme commander of the shogunate, fled to Edo, fearing being declared an enemy of the emperor. Even though I was at the castle during the same time as him, I had no idea any of this had occurred. Now the domains that had backed the shogunate, and those who'd remained neutral, were joining the Sacho. No, the imperial troops. In these circumstances, it was no longer possible to hold the castle and continue to fight, so the head of the shogunate army had retreated to Edo. As for the Shinsengumi, they had been given orders to cease fighting. Like the rest of the shogunate troops, they were forced to retreat to Edo. Amidst the confusion, I was tasked with treating the wounded men who had returned to the castle. After the Shinsengumi were ordered to retreat, I was finally able to see Hijikata. His body was noticeably thinner since I'd last seen him at the Fushimi Magistrate. It went without saying, he had lost the war, and many of his comrades had died. I couldn't say anything to comfort him. However, it seemed as though Hijikata read through my concerns, and he approached me first.
近藤さんと掃除のことを任せっぱなしにしてすまなかったな。お前も聞いていると思うが、薩長軍が朝廷軍になって、こっちの総大将が尻尾巻いて逃げちまった。こんな状況じゃ戦を続けたくてもできやしない。俺たちも江戸に戻ることになった。だがこれで終わりじゃねえ。江戸に戻ったら将軍と幕府を説き伏せて薩長軍との戦の続きをするつもりだ。
Yes. At first, Hijikata seemed a little critical of himself, but towards the end, his powerful words showed that the Shinsengumi still had a future. When Hijikata heard my response, he nodded happily.
それでな、お前に一言伝えておかなきゃならないことがある。江戸に戻ったら、俺たちから離れて。
Okay, so that explains why there's no Edo Blossoms neutral route. Because Edo Blossoms had always been focused, focused on certain characters anyways.
そこで戦が終わるのと、高堂さんが帰るのを待っていてくれ。
Hijikata's sudden request froze me in place. I didn't know what to do. Why was I the only one who got to go home, when the Shinsengumi was going through so much? No, yet again But I want to be with all of you. I I understand I'm not a proper warrior, but I thought at least that I was a member. I thought I was your page, Hijikata. Unlike our last encounter at Fushimi, Hijikata couldn't bring himself to look back at me. That was probably because I was asking him to give me a reason neither of us wanted to hear. Once I heard it, I knew that I wouldn't be able to go against his wishes. I hung my head down and didn't even notice that Hijikata had walked up to me until he placed his hand on my shoulder. His voice was more gentle and kinder than usual as he reasoned with me.
お前をずっと置いといてやりたかったが、そうもいかなくなった。俺たちは武士だから、今度こそ城を枕に討ち死にする覚悟で薩長と戦うつもりだが、お前は女だ。そうもいかねえだろう。
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I know, I'm like, ah! Fuck though, this ending do be depressing because Kichikazu's just like, no, you gotta leave the Shinsengumi. Do not come back to us. There was nothing I could say. Hichikata calmly patted my shoulder a few times, and he walked off without another word. I couldn't look back at Hichikata, or even give him a response, as my tears and my sobs came uncontrollably. She's crying with a drink. All I could do was bid farewell as he left. Farewell, and thank you for everything he'd done for me. Do not come back to us, do not pass go, do not collect 200. Oh, several days later, the Shinsengumi got on the steamboat provided by the shogunate and returned to Edo. I separated from Hijikata and the others, and boarded the Fuji Yamamaru, along with Kondo, Okita, and the other injured. A few days after the ship had set sail, Yamazaki, who had been suffering and fighting through his grave injuries, passed away beside the Kishu Sea. So unfortunate. It's like, the journey there, he fucking dies. Did that drink. Watching a close friend die right before he made me finally understand where Hijikata was coming from. Most likely, even worse hardship awaited the Shinsengumi. Hijikata had made his request in order to spare me from being involved in any of it. In the 4 years since I'd come to Kyoto, I'd made many memories with the Shinsengumi. As I held these memories in my heart, I prayed for everyone's wishes to come true, and for their safety. I believed that I would be able to see all of them once more when everything was over. I looked up at the sky towards the west. I would keep believing, forever and ever. Damn, that's a shitty ending. Holy fuck. Man, I thought the normal ending would at least give us some kind of special CG, but... Okay, so that's that. As you could see, I was getting tired there, so Hijikata's route is the only route left now. Oh my god, can you believe it? After... It's been 2 years, right? But we're finally reaching the end of our Hakuoki route. I mean, unless... Not until another Hakuoki game gets translated, specifically the one where you play as, Ibuki. But, like, not even Naruto can believe it, right? Because it's like, it just... Excuse me. We've just been playing so much Hakuoki, it's gonna be so weird to let it go after Hijikata. So it took like what, 3 routes technically to play Kazuma's route, so who knows? Maybe it might take the same amount for Hijikata's route, so it really is almost over. And next time we romance John Hakuoki, woo! But yeah. And I did finish my drink just right here, so what perfect timing. Oh man. But I mean, Hijikata's route has been adapted in so many of the different adaptations of Hakuoki, like whether it's anime or the movies or the stage play. But I am curious to see what the original game route is like, because usually with the original source, there's always a little more to it. But I think, you know, if you stuck around to watch the Hakuoki anime on my Discord server, or even the screenplay or the movies, or if you've seen the movies by yourself or whatever, then you might be familiar with what happens in this route. But we're still gonna play it anyways because I'm curious. I want to know. I want to see what happens. I want the whole enchilada. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the stream. As always, love chatting with you guys, hanging out. If you're just watching, I'm always glad to be entertainment. So, it is Shin Megami Tuesday now, so that means Persona 2 Eternal Punishment later today. Hopefully we beat Ulala. Knock on wood, hope nothing goes wrong. But, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope we win, and we can finally progress. But yeah, GG's. And thank you guys once again for tuning into the stream as always. Always fun stuff. But yeah, Matanani, my dudes, hope you guys, have a lovely rest of your night or day, wherever you may be. And I'll catch you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there, and peace out.